Nice.
All right. The Black Hack, Anomalous Subsurface Environment, Episode 1. Episode the first, where we meet our stupid party. So this is a gauntlet game, so the inclusivity policy is in use, and the safety tools we'll be using are the X card and or script change. X card, if you aren't familiar with it, is basically either say X card or X, or there's a button on the dice roller that allows you to do the X card, and basically it'll be kind of like stop. Can we just roll back and try something different? You don't need to tell us why. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. And then script change is fast forward, rewind, pause. Rewind is basically the X card. It's basically kind of, can we do something different? Pause is, can we take a little bit of time here? Just give me a minute, or take a bio break or something like that. And then fast forward is basically, I'm okay with this happening, but can we just kind of like skip to the end of this? So if you need to use any of those things, go ahead and say either X card or pause or fast forward or rewind, and or use the buttons on the dice roller, and we will do those things. And all of these are, if you would like to explain, you can. If you don't feel like explaining, you don't have to.
Sure, that's great.
All right. So looks like everybody already put their people into the character keeper, which is great. I put a link to the Roll for Your Party room in the Hangouts chat. Let's see if there's anything else that you need. I think those are the main things you'll need. All right, so we have this evening. All right. I spelled this out phonetically, and now I'm Aethelthrith.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Or I was considering Eiffelthrith as well.
That works too. Aethelthrith. Okay.
Trips fleetingly across the tongue.
Exactly.
Yeah. So best of luck. I'll probably come up with some sort of short form as well as we go.
So Aethelthrith, the warrior. We have Ion the thief, or is that Lon? I'm assuming that's Ion. Played by Richard, and we have Holt, also a thief, played by Brian.
That's right.
All right, and we are missing our conjurer. I just want to say that our conjurer has 17 con, which is impressive for a conjurer.
Right there.
Very impressive. That is a buff.
Yeah, he's a muscle mancer.
Well played. So, you on your characters, I have 2 more pieces of equipment which they won't add onto your encumbrance or anything like that you will add. And I will preface those by a minor explanation of why you guys are working together. So you all work for an extremely powerful but also extremely busy sorcerer named Scrang. He is a bit of a anthropologist and also a bit of a strange kind of treasure seeker. It's not like he really needs the treasure. He has more than enough, power, money, etc. But sometimes strange things catch his eye, and he doesn't have enough time to go and learn about and dig into all those things on his own. So he hires adventurers to do that for him. And the pay is pretty good. You get to keep whatever you find. Mostly he just wants to know, he's mostly just interested in what you see and what you experience. So he has provided you all with 2 pieces of equipment, one of which is known as the Eternity Ring. You must wear the ring. You know who else wears them. You should probably assist them. The ring knows when you die. Your next of kin will be compensated, maybe with a ring. The ring must be recovered. You should try to recover it. If you don't, it will find a way. And you also have what is known as the continuous journal. Excuse me. You now know how to read and write. Congratulations.
Oh, lucky.
Write down what happens. Pick up where the last author left off. Return the journal upon completion. So this is where you'll be making your reports to Scrang, and he will periodically want to know them. So I would recommend that you, as players, periodically write stuff down, because you maybe call back at any point to give a report, and Scrang likes to know what went on. So, right. So do we have? Does anyone have any questions so far, or any questions about really anything so far?
Scrang will be able to sort of like see the contents of the journal from his position. Like we don't have to mail the pages to him.
Well, that'll probably get a little bit more explained once we start.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You'll get it. You'll get how it gets back to him once we get into things.
Sure. Do we know his like reputation with the people that live around there also?
So the people who live around where?
Scrang's home, I guess, or wherever he operates out of.
I mean, he's a mysterious, but kind of eccentric type of sorcerer.
Okay.
He has a rather large tower that he lives in, and has many people who work for him, and he mostly keeps to himself for the most part. He doesn't like kind of reign of terror or anything like that, the nearby countryside or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay, well that's pleasant.
Yes. Any other questions before we continue moving on?
I don't think so. Not for myself.
No, I don't think so.
Great. All right. So, so Scrang is as I have mentioned, a particularly busy sorcerer. So most of the interactions that you have with Scrang are through his associates. And you may or may not have worked with him before. We'll talk about that at some point during the adventure, I'm sure. But you've been brought to a certain room in the kind of sub-basement of his tower. And there is a kind of a 30-foot circle of made in silver. And his assistant has given you, as I said, the rings and the books. He also hands to, to Logan, an iron box. It doesn't have a lock, but the man says, you'll need this. And actually, let me take a real quick pause here and roll back to the player level. Have either of Brian or Logan, have you guys played Black Hack or any other kind of like OSR games, or is this a first time for you?
I've played Maze Rats.
Okay, cool.
So I have some sense of it. A bit of Dungeon World, I guess, but otherwise, no, I haven't played Black Hack yet.
Okay, I'm not so much asking specifically for that. I just want to let me read a little slight thing from the beginning of ASC, just to make sure you know kind of what you're getting into.
Yep.
All right, so some bullet points. You'll probably die at some point, possibly repeatedly. That's okay. Rolling up a character is quick and easy. Don't take it to heart. This is a game of exploration, not of combat. You get much more experience from gathering treasure than from killing things. It often pays to avoid a fight when you can. This is also a game of wits. The environment is often a puzzle, and often something you can use to your advantage during combat. And also, it's a game of resource management. Make sure you've got enough water, rations, torches to get where you're going and come back alive. All that goofy stuff like 10-foot poles, spikes, and mirrors is on the equipment list for a reason. Mirrors are useful for looking around corners. Poles are great for poking things from a distance, and spikes can hold doors open or closed. All that stuff weighs a ton too. Make sure you don't carry too much. You won't be able to move very quickly. Please tell me somebody brought some rope. Never go anywhere without rope. Somebody needs to make a map. If you don't, you'll get lost underground and die cold, lonely, and afraid. So those are all some recommendations from the author of Anomalous Subsurface Environment.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, good advice.
All right. So the man hands you this iron box to Logan, and sorry, not to Logan. Excuse me. To Athelfrith.
Yeah.
And says, "You will need this. Don't open it until you need it." He then kind of like ushers you all into the middle of this ring. He kind of pats you all on the shoulders, steps out of the ring, says, "Good luck." And suddenly, everything goes black. And all of a sudden, you are falling, but not particularly far, it feels. Let's see here. And you suddenly feel yourself falling on your backsides onto what feels like dirt. You kind of shake your heads, kind of like lean up and look, and you can see that you are in a cave of some sort. Maybe, I don't know, 40, 50 square feet, kind of in the round. Certainly made of stone. And there's there seem to be, there's a passageway kind of where there's light coming from, kind of the dying light of daytime. And in the back, there seems to be a carved out entryway of some sort that opens onto a large white metal plate, about 10 feet high and 10 feet wide.
And there's nothing else of sort of note in this chamber we've fallen into?
Well, so you can kind of, as you are there for a few more seconds, maybe a minute, you start to get that scent of animal dwelling. You can tell that something lives here normally. It's not here right now, but you can smell that that muskiness, also that kind of things died in here at some point, probably from eating.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to search around for like evidence of the creature that might live here. See if I can tell from bones of prey or something, or even like fecal deposit, kind of what kind of creature it is.
So you don't see much in the way of fecal deposit. Whatever it is doesn't seem to shit where it lives. You definitely kind of see a few smallish bones, maybe rabbits.
Small game.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I guess so. Well then, I guess I'll sort of move closer to the plate. I don't have a pole. I feel like probing it with a pole might be a great idea, but seeing as I cannot do that, I'll just approach it bodily and kind of see if there's anything. Is it like a platform to stand upon? Is that the idea, or it's like facing like to read?
Oh, sorry. It is up against. It's facing you. So, as if it's a wall or something like that. It's a big white piece of metal. or so it
Okay.
appears.
Right. Okay.
You've never seen any metal like it
Ah.
in your experience, though.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just thinking of see, it doesn't have any obvious writing on it, right?
It does not.
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna like touch it just with my skin and see what it feels like. I'm accustomed to common types of armor, I guess, and if this is a special metal, touch it and see what it feels like, cold or what.
It certainly feels cold, but that's about all you really get from it. Even tapping it, you don't really get a good feel of how thick it is.
Mm-hmm. As in, like, it just sounds thick, or
Yeah.
like it's like you like it's giving off some sort of weird. Sorry, yeah, you answered the question. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, so if you pound on it, it's certainly not hollow. It's certainly
Right.
solid. But you couldn't really. It thuds, and that's about it. There's no way that you could really tell, like, kind of how thick it is. But when you do thud on it, you do notice that kind of in the cutout, which this is at the back of, there does seem to be maybe a hole in the rock at about maybe waist level that seems to be hollowed out. And you're not sure, like, kind of how far back. I mean, you could, if you want to stick your hand in, you can go ahead and do that and see how far it goes or what it looks like. But there's certainly a hole there.
I'm gonna take out an arrow and stick the arrow in the hole.
All right.
Much better idea than your hand.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like get it there and then down a little bit. You can tell that this goes. It's kind of a chute of some sort. You're not quite sure kind of how far it goes. The end of your arrow seems to continue. You could drop your arrow if you wanted to, but it certainly continues further than your arrow can go down.
Huh.
Yeah, anything else we can probe in there or drop maybe? Yeah, I might like drop a rock down if it seems like a chute. Find a stone and listen for its land.
Right. So you drop that stone down and it drops for a few seconds and then you hear it kind of hit what probably sounds like metal of some sort.
Doesn't sound like rock though.
No.
And the opening itself, you said, was just like what, like around 6 inches around or something? Just big enough
maybe 8 inches.
Okay. Well, I surmise that it's some kind of very fancy urinal. I mean, it seems the most likely.
Perhaps so, and thus of no use to me.
I'll document it as such in the journal.
Great call. And for what it's worth, I'm making a rough map here as we go too. Just
good.
Paper-wise, though, I don't know if there's a way we can share it online and really exactly.
Oh yeah, good point.
But yeah, I've got a paper one going anyway.
Actual mapping is really good, and I am really bad at it. So thank you.
Okay, well, I am by no means
profoundly bad at it. Like,
okay. Well, I'm gonna. We'll see how I do today, and if it's poorly, we'll see if I tell you.
Yeah, I promise you that with my wandering attention span, I will leave something urgent off the map in almost every.
Right. Okay. Well, I've got so far the 450 square foot chamber and the potential urinal, so we're in good shape.
So go ahead.
Well, I was just wondering if the chamber itself, that the chambers that had the sort of the animal musk smell and the little bones and things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did it have any kind of handholds or ladder type thing that we could use to climb out?
No. About it.
And how high is the ceiling that we fell through?
I mean, you didn't fall through
Sorry, I misunderstood then.
You kind of just appeared about maybe a foot or two above the ground.
Oh, above the ground. Okay, my mistake. Yes.
And then fell.
Gotcha. Well, that's strange. Okay.
Yeah, you weren't like dropped
Yeah.
dropped out of that room or something like that. You kind of somehow you got there, and somehow you were twisted into this direction and let to drop onto the ground.
Perfect.
Have any of you? Is this all of your first time working for Scrang, or have any of you worked for Scrang before? And if so, doing what?
Yeah, I've worked for Scrang before. He's one of the less crazy wizards that are around, I guess, and so I feel like I can kind of predict him, or at least I'm not so on edge as I am with other wizardly types. And so far, I've just been doing like labor, like physical labor, and this is so now I've sort of been promoted to junior adventurer here for the first time. So I'm eager to sort of do a good job for him, and I've never even met him personally, right? But I've seen him around, and I feel like, if I can do a good job, that'd be a good thing.
Great. So, Athelthrith, you, what finger is your attorney ring on?
I'm going to say it's on the middle left finger.
Okay. You can feel some sort of light throbbing in the ring, and then suddenly it shoots directly to the box that was given to you, the iron box, and gets stuck there.
Oh,
right. Okay. So that's a communique. Perhaps we should drop the box. I'm loath to let it go so soon, as we were given it. Right? Said we'd know it when we need it, but this does seem like a suggestion that we should drop the box in there.
should we open it or drop the box?
I don't want to drop anything that he gave us. I don't want to drop in there.
Right.
I've worked for him long enough to know how short-tempered he is when you lose his stuff.
Well, we could try to open it. I don't know that we necessarily know much of magnetism, or I certainly wouldn't, to get why a metal ring maybe might fly to a metal box. But yeah, if you guys think it's a good idea, then I'll open it.
It's probably a terrible idea, but I think we should do it.
So you open up the box, and there is a strange looking stone. It's maybe, I don't know, 3 inches high, maybe I'd say 3 by 3 by 3. I mean, it's not a square, but it's kind of like a chunk of something. Kind of a yellow stone look to it.
Otherwise inert.
Apparently, I mean, it seems that way.
When we take it out of the, or can we? I look at the brains of the group, which is Athelthrith. And like, do we take it out of the box?
Yeah, okay, I'll sort of prod it with a finger, and if I find it to be otherwise inert still, then I'll hold it in my palm up for sort of all to see.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it is a rock.
Okay.
Oh, maybe this is what we're supposed to put in the hole, like a sort of a sacrifice or an offering.
Perhaps so. And would you care to carry the empty iron box the rest of the way?
I can do that. I'm within my. I think I went within my encumbrance. But I don't know. I mean, I share Ion's loathing to put anything in a hole that we can't get back. So I don't know. I just don't know how else.
But you would happily drop the stone in there outside the box.
Yeah, I don't know about if it's a good idea or not.
Well, it is an idea, and so I suppose it bears trying.
What do you think, Ian?
I think yeah, I hate to lose anything that we can't get back, and
Yeah.
how is the box even big enough? Is small enough to fit in the hole?
The box itself is a little bit too big.
Okay.
Okay, I'm carrying a single coin. I'm going to drop the coin in first.
Oh, good idea.
In where?
It's in the hole, and I'll erase this coin.
Okay.
From my pack, yeah.
It drops for a few seconds, then you hear it clang against something.
I whisper to Ethelthryth that I'll pay your back.
And I nod my thanks. That was my entire life's worth right there.
So much for retiring.
Right. But yeah, so the results were much the same as before, and I see no reason this yellow stone might prove any different. But I also don't wish to drop the rest of my belongings one by one.
What did we drop in there the first time?
Just a stone.
Just a
stone. So we tried a stone, we tried a coin, then Ethelthryth's eternity ring clearly pointed us to the box. And I make a big deal about how it is a product of magnetization because I am, in fact, a conjurer of cheap tricks. I know about that.
Okay.
Oh,
so the solution is contained in the box with the stone, but
well, let's do it. Yeah, your talk of magnetism has totally flown over my head. It sounds like a totally reasonable solution.
I why can't you just pick pockets like an honest thief? That's what I want to know. I don't lie to people about the fact that I'm stealing from them because I don't talk to them, Holt.
Yeah, I'm too ugly to get by with just picking pockets. People see me coming from a mile away and they shy away. So I have to have a little song and dance, or else they don't let their guard down. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah. We all must make our living.
I think we have to drop the stone down. I just don't see any other way around it.
All right.
Is there anything we can do that would help us fish the stone back out?
Oh, we could attach it to a piece of rope.
Great call. Let's do that.
Yeah, how are we going to do that?
I'll cut. Let's see. We don't know how much rope we need.
Doesn't sound like we've got a decent idea of how far down it is, though, right? We've heard two things at the bottom now.
So, Ion, you chance to look over your shoulder, and the light, as I mentioned, outside is dying, but all of a sudden it gets very dark in the room.
Oh, this is not good.
And you start to hear kind of heavy-ish footsteps.
Whoa.
And loud, rough, heavy breathing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is either going to be a lot of fun or no fun.
Yeah, well, I'll get out to the front where the sound is coming from with my shield up and my sword ready.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to cover Ethelthryth from about 15, as much space back as I can put between her and whatever is out front. I cannot hold a bow and a torch at the same time, which puts light in your hands, Holt.
All right, I will. I can hold a torch, And what I want to do is take some of my rope and cut a strip of it, a thinner strip off of it that I can then tie around the stone in order to hopefully be able to get the stone back once I toss it into the mystery hole.
Okay. That's going to take you a little bit.
Yeah.
So, Athelthrith, you go to meet whatever is coming in, and you hear this heavy lumbering, heavy rough breathing, and suddenly you see a large black nose which is attached to a brown muzzle, which opens up in a loud, bellowing roar at you. And
Jeez.
you are facing a rather large bear,
Oh, fuck.
which appears to be coming home. And you, for one reason or another, are in their home
Right.
and shouldn't be.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna like yell back at it. Kind of just offer it a scream of my own and hope that that is in some way dissuade it.
It's definitely looking at you quizzically, and it bellows at you again, but this
Okay.
time coming closer towards you. And it
Right.
looks a little bit angrier now.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just quickly look over my shoulder and yell, "Drop the stone! Drop the stone!" And then turn back to the bear and like kind of stamp and shake my shield and give it another like rah kind of thing.
Yeah. Um, how much line did you cut off?
Let's see.
And I will note it's hard to unravel a piece of rope without unraveling the entirety of the thing. But
Yeah.
I'll
Well, I think what happens is so I start getting ready to try to turn my hemp rope into a hemp fishing line, and this what I interpret to be an owl bear suddenly shows up, and I just I just yell Plan B and put the rope back on my shoulder, grab up the torch, take the stone, and put it in the hole.
Okay, so you toss it in the hole.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hear it drop down, and you hear it hit the metal, and then about 5 seconds later, there's a very heavy rumbling, as if like the entire mountain that you are likely in is shaking, and even the bear seems to be like uncertain about what exactly is going on. And a thin line opens up in the middle of that large piece of white metal, and then a door, it must be a door, opens up from the middle, and the metal slides out into the sides of the cave, and you can see more metal, a metal room of the similar metal lies within through this door, and it's lit kind of with a whitish blue light from inside.
It's the home of the gods. Follow me.
Yeah, so I am going to follow, like, but I'm not going to turn around. I'm going to stay facing the bear, but like retreat.
Rich, you are muted.
I keep forgetting that everybody reads lips. I'm going to cover Athelthrith until she gets close enough to the door for us to sort of like, I'm going to get close to the door, but still not go through until Athelthrith is backed up.
Okay. So you guys make your way into this this room. It's about maybe 20 feet in 30 feet in diameter, somewhere around there. It is made of all metal, and excuse me. You can see through the door that you came through that the bear is making its way into its lair, and it's looking very. It's not quite sure what to do with what it is seeing quite yet.
Good.
But you are faced with a room which has 3 exits, all of which are doors. The west door has a sign that reads barracks.
Huh.
The northeast door reads emergency generator core. And the east door reads subsurface research facility.
Do we see the rock we threw down in it? Because I'm really pretty sure he did not want us to lose that rock.
Yeah, I also think we should put it back in the box.
Well, I mean, the rock went down the chute, and the chute, is probably 100 feet down. So you might be able to recover it at some point, but you'll need to go a ways down.
Right.
I'm not saying our first thing we need to do is recover the rock, but I don't want to go back without the rock.
Great. Well, we should keep an eye out for it then. Like, may as well chase it now, unless you have a particular way you'd prefer to go here.
Not back out through the bear.
Right.
Let's. I suggest we don't have to, but I suggest we go through the barracks just because there might be stuff in the barracks, and also barracks sounds kind of like bear, and we just ran into a bear, so there's a certain synchronicity that appeals to me.
Can't argue that. It would be nice to find some better armor.
I could argue with that. Just I want to make a point that I could.
Sure.
But I think that finding stuff in the barracks is well, if they've not been used recently, the food is going to be terrible. But we could definitely find some. We could definitely find some extra stuff.
Sure, and Scrang loves that old stuff.
I would love a dagger or a sword. All I have is a bow, and it makes me a little nervous in case I.
Right. Yeah, I guess I only have a sword also.
The bear is starting to look a little curious.
Okay.
Screw that bear.
In your direction.
Yeah, I'm going to go head to the west end of the barracks and take that advice.
All right. So you're just going to open up the door and head on through?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So there is about 20 feet down, a similar hallway, again, of this white metal. You find a maybe 30 square foot room with a ton of smashed bits of furniture. I mean, like really smashed up. It's obviously like wooden furniture, maybe some metal, but there's really not much left there.
Yep.
There's what's left are like pieces no smaller than like a few inches in size. And there appear to be, minus the way you came in, there seems to be some doors exiting, one to the north and two to the south on the kind of like two sides of the southern edge of the building.
Gotcha.
And not building, but the room.
Great. I'm going to gather some of the wood for like kindling in the future because I know I don't have any, and just throw it in my bag in case I need to get a fire going.
That's a good idea.
That's a brilliant idea.
Anything metal in this room?
There might be like a few little shards of kind of rounded pieces of metal, but again, nothing that you've seen before.
So somebody went to town in here and just completely wrecked everything.
Most definitely.
Great. Well, I'm going to check the north door first and see if it has a lock. I'll just try to handle, not really open it, but check it.
I mean, it has a handle, and you can kind of. It doesn't feel like it's locked.
Okay. Well, I will nod back to my compatriots, Zion and Holtier, and say, this way is clear if there is nothing here of value.
One thing I will note, since you were taking a look at the door, this room is pretty dusty. It looks like it hasn't really seen a whole lot of use in a while. But kind of like the 10 feet square in front of the door is pretty clean, not particularly dusty.
That's interesting.
Weird. Why would somebody come clean just the spot in front of the door?
Perhaps there is something unseen yet. And I'll sort of back away and sort of tap at it with my sword as the longest object I have.
Okay. I mean, you're tapping at what?
Just like the floor. I guess I've already stepped on it to check the door.
Yeah, you already stepped on it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I will also comment on its oddness, but I have no suggestion of what that might mean.
And which door are you at, Ethelrith?
The north one.
Okay. And then there were two doors to the south, or just one to the south?
Two to the south, one on sort of the left and one on the right.
Okay. Whoever's doing a bad job cleaning this room, are they doing an equally bad job with the south doors, or is they only doing a crappy job cleaning that north door?
The north door is the only one that has any bit of cleanliness around it.
Huh. Well, clearly this is where whoever's important comes in. And they don't check very far for cleanliness, and then they just leave.
Perhaps so. So a higher level official might come through here now and then, is what you think?
Well, I mean, like, why else would there just be like a little bit of cleanliness here, unless you're just trying to like be lazy and dupe somebody into thinking you're doing a more thorough job of cleaning?
True.
Yeah, I have no other suggestion that makes the most sense to me too. Why not? Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to check the south doors too and see if there's anything cleanliness or if they're locked also or not also.
Those doors appear to be unlocked as well. I mean, you can jiggle the handle and it feels like it'll open if you opened it.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to gently open the southwest door then.
Southwest door. Okay. So you open up the southwest door, and you are faced with a much larger room, maybe maybe like 50 by 20, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Again, similar to the room you were just in, it is filled with tiny bits of smashed furniture.
What the heck?
The other thing that it is filled with are, well, when you, let's see here, who was looking at it?
I was the first one through, I think.
Okay. So Athelthrith, when you were a kid, you and your friends made little figures, tying like sticks together, and kind of had fights with them, or acted out scenes from stories you had heard.
Mm-hmm.
Those memories kind of come quickly flying back to you, because in here you see a room full of well, they kind of look like people. They have people-ish shapes, but they appear to be built out of rusty metal and large pieces and or fragments and or shards of bones.
Oh.
And when you open up the door, you can see pretty clearly, and you're a pretty quick count, there may be about maybe 8 of them or so.
Okay.
And their heads all swerved to you. I mean, I shouldn't say swerve. Rotate, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
swivel. That's the word.
Yeah.
'Cause some of them in like what is obviously not a human range of motion, more like an owl.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them look at you.
Yes, that's a bad thing. Okay, and they are. You said we played with them as children. Like these are full size, not like.
Yes, I was just saying, like, kind of, they have that similar look to, like, yeah, Gesundheit. That similar look to something constructed to look like people, you know, out of long shards of pieces of things that you kind of like tied together or whatnot. This looks similar, kind of like tied together by what we would call wires and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
yeah.
Their heads all swivel to you, and it looks like they had been. Some of them had been kind of digging through some piles, and you're pretty certain that those piles are kind of like full of very old clothes, dusty at this point. But they all swivel to you, and they have these kind of like there's a blue glow coming from their eyes, those of them that have them. They're kind of like most of them, it looks like at some point they all had kind of like a metal head made of the same type of material that you see on the walls. There's kind of like a black grate of some sort here where the mouth would be, and these 2 kind of glass areas that light blue.
Yep.
And all of them, as I said, kind of turned as you open the door, and there's like kind of like this, they all glow at the same time.
Right. Okay. I'm going to gently back out of the room, closing it quietly behind me, and turn to these guys and say, I think I found the fellow's been doing all the smashing.
Oh, Do they look friendly?
They look decidedly unfriendly.
What do they
Okay.
look like?
They are constructs of some sort, almost like toys I have seen in my childhood, but man-sized and bigger. They glow with strange fire.
And the door opens.
Ah.
That's bad.
Um,
Okay, well, swing around and you can
They
bring
do
my
work
shield.
both ways. So I bring up the bow. What are we doing for light right now, just out of curiosity?
The rooms are all lit from the ceiling with some sort of light white blue, glow. Somehow the ceilings all seem to glow, and
Like
you
one of
seem to
those-
just be able to see just fine.
Like one of those conjurer light spell things.
Something like that, but
Yeah.
constant and applied to the ceilings.
Well,
Yeah.
all right.
those are very weird.
I'm gonna head for the north door.
All right.
Forthwith.
Yeah, sure, me too. I'll follow you.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
cover these guys and
All right.
back up.
So these guys are starting to file out with alacrity. And they begin to come in through the door, and they all kind of raise up their arms, or what maybe used to be arms, and most of them have kind of maybe like kind of strapped onto their whatever would have been their arms, kind of like broken, kind of partially shattered femurs, so that like the sharp, pointy, broken off bit is kind of at the end.
What kind of toys did you play with, Athelrith?
And they are starting to slowly move in your direction. What do you do?
Okay. I try to drag. I guess we've left into the north room now, or we're still working on that.
Oh, did somebody open up that north door?
Yeah, I will.
You do. Can you roll 1d20 and try to get something under your dexterity, please?
Okay, yeah. I suspect a trap. All right. I'm looking
And
for
remember, you roll at advantage when you're trying to, with the dexterity, I think.
oh, that's right.
Trying to
Thank
avoid
you.
a trap. With I think.
Trap.
Let's see here. Well, when
To
performing
avoid,
delicate let's see
and
here.
it's also to avoid damage or effects from traps and magical devices.
Okay. So roll with advantage then.
All right, let's see.
So roll 2d20 and take whichever one is lowest.
I'll take the 3.
All right. So you open up the door, and you're quick enough to dodge out of the way when a large metal tube of some sort comes kind of swinging straight through where your body would have been. And so, yeah, now the door is open, and there's this kind of like big piece of metal kind of that has swung through. So you'll need to kind of like push by it if you're going to try and get in there. But yeah, these guys are still coming for you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yep. Go ahead.
They look nice. Friendly.
They don't look exactly nice or friendly.
Is that just because they have that sort of like face that doesn't change expression, so you can't really tell what they're feeling?
I doubt we can tell if they feel at all.
Yeah, I would say there's some difficulty there, but you do notice. I mean, they're all made of kind of pieces of metal and or bones, kind of strapped higgly-piggly. Most of them smaller pieces rather than big ones, and you get that kind of bad vibe that they would like things that you have?
Incorporation.
Bones.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
abominations.
Okay. I'm gonna try to slip past the pipe in the door then, behind Holt there, and see if we can't use that, or maybe drag some lumber in to kind of bar the door to these things once we're through it.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and let you do that. If I remember correctly, Athelthrith, you're in front. Ion, you're kind of.
Yeah, I was kind of covering them from the edge of the door while they opened it.
So I'm going to say, why don't we go ahead, for those of you who are still in the room, why don't you have you guys roll your roll 1d20 under your dexterity, and tell me who gets who is successful and who is not.
Successful.
All right.
Also successful.
Excellent.
Trash dexterity.
All right. So those of you who succeeded, you may perform some actions if you like.
Great. Okay. Yeah, so we're through the door now, is that right?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Yeah, I want to drag some lumber through, like a couple of big pieces, bigger, stronger pieces of smashed furniture, if such a thing exists, and kind of drag it past the pipe through the door, the pipe trap, and then try to use it next turn, I guess.
Well, so you you're now in a hallway with basically doors on all sides. There's 2 doors on your left side, and then 1 door further down the hall ahead of you, and 1 door further down the hall on to the right. But you'll need to wait a moment before you can actually even get a chance to open any of those doors.
Sure.
Who else had a success?
Yeah, I'm gonna. So did the pipe sort of fall, sort of battering ram style, like almost out of the ceiling
and sliding down into you? Yeah.
Yeah. Like a hammer drop style. I say as if I set a lot of traps. So I think I'm gonna while Athelthrith is sort of rooting around to try to drag stuff out around the pipe, I'm gonna just kind of bound over it, and then try to take sort of a hidden position so that if they come through that door, they will be surprised by me being there.
All right. So the 2 that are at the front are going to try and stabby stab Athelthrith. So can you please give me
Athelthrith or me?
Oh, whoever is still in the room.
That's me.
Okay, that's you. Sorry. So yeah, if you could give me 2 strength rolls under your dexterity, please.
All right.
Dude. Oh.
2 was it strength or dex?
Strength, because they are stabbing you. They are not shooting anything at you.
Okay. Missed them both.
Ah.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's see how you do. Do. Oops. Okay. I will roll.
Oh,
Wow.
So lucky.
Wow. All right. You take 2 points of damage. Note, let's see here. Do you have any armor at the moment?
I do. 4.
You have 4? Okay, so go ahead and take off 2 points of your armor then.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, which armor rule are we using? The original one?
Yeah, we'll just use the original one.
All right, cool.
All right. So, why don't we go ahead and do those dex rolls again for initiative?
Against all odds, I have failed initiative. So
wow, Mazel tov.
No, I have a 17 dexterity. I don't, it takes a lot of work to fail initiative.
Sorry, Jensen. Oh, it's
Oh my god.
Another failure?
yeah.
Yeah. I guess I was thrown off balance by the attack of these
So
hideous abominations.
okay, we each have a color here. So I've never used this site here. I'm kind of figuring it out now as I go.
Oh yeah, you can you can just click on one of the ones. I mean, you don't have to use the ones that are already there. You can click on one and then hit reroll, or you can put a 1 next to the d20 and hit submit.
I see. Yes.
You
Okay.
can pick your
Fair.
color in the top right there. So if you wanted,
Yeah.
red or whatever.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. So I realize now that I am white. Anyway, so I rolled a 2, which is under my my 7. So.
Excellent. So you can go ahead and do something now.
Great. Okay. Well, I need my buddies in here. I want to get this door closed and like jam it up with wood if possible. But I don't want to do it if everyone's not in this hallway.
Where did you say you were? So you were in the hallway,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So you currently do not see any wood in this hallway.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to just dart down to the door at the end, to like my north, I guess, the door at the end of the corridor,
Okay.
and check it for. I won't necessarily spot a trap, but check it for irregularities.
Nothing looks strange to you.
Okay, I'm gonna just try to open it then.
All right. So you open up the door, and there's a room, 20 by 20 room, and you see a few pieces of, well, you see a whole lot of wood. It looks old, just like fragments all over the place, and a bunch of cloth as well, ancient, kind of, I'd say moth-eaten, but there aren't any moths.
Right.
What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna grab a couple of samples of the oldest cloth because I think Scrang might want that. Some like textile samples, so I'll cut some of that.
You're gonna take time. You're gonna take the time to cut some samples while you have these guys chasing after you. So as soon as you grab the cloth, it just falls apart into powder.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Well, I guess I won't be doing that after all. There are no other doors that I can see in this room?
Not that you can see. There's also a mirror mounted on the east wall. It's full size, like the whole wall, in a silver frame.
Wow. The east
There's
wall.
also a bundle of colored pieces of metal, kind of long lines, what we would call wires, kind of like coming out of maybe like 3 different colors out of the wall next to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to depict that on my map here.
No problem. So everybody else's fails. So we'll have a few more of these guys. Well, let's see here. 2. All right. I think they'll probably at this point become a little single file. And one of them will try to kind of squeeze through. And who's nearest the door right now?
Holt was on the inside of the door, and I was outside of it. I was kind of sniper positioned.
Behind, I mean,
yeah, behind the door.
Okay.
The far side.
So I think they're going to try and get one attack in on Holt, I think. So go ahead and try and give me a 1d20 under your strength to
all right,
not get hurt by that.
My strength is 12, so I think I just failed it. I rolled a 12.
Correct. All right.
So close.
Let's get you. All right. And you take.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Take 6 points.
Oh, man.
All right. So 2 off my armor, and then 4 off my hit points. That hurt.
Wow. Ouch.
It's a good piece of, goodly long piece of bone just kind of stabs I guess maybe into the side of your arm or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, these little bastards.
All right, and they're the rest of them have kind of like filled up the room and are kind of are going to try and make their way past the ram as well. But I'll let you guys try and do something before that happens.
Since many of them do not know I'm there, since they weren't in the room when I ducked around the corner, I will just fire.
Okay. Right. So why don't you go ahead and give? You're shooting with an arrow, yeah?
Yep.
So yeah, go ahead and you can go ahead and go for the lead one.
Oh,
but I should note. Let's see here. No, actually, no. I think you're all right. No, you're fine. Yeah. So yeah, go for it.
And they didn't know I was there, right?
Correct.
All right. So 1 second. One. And that is only 3 damage.
Oof. All right.
Despite having point blank range.
That happens.
And then I scuttle back.
Okay.
Putting some space between me and them. So.
Okay. So yeah, the arrow kind of like shoots into some mess of wires, and you kind of maybe see some like sparks coming off or something like that. Maybe like a slight dim in the eyes, but then it kind of like comes back. And there was someone else who could go.
Yeah,
that would be Holt.
I want to throw myself into the hallway and try to sprint towards that northern room.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. You can go ahead and book it to that northern room.
Cool.
All right. So that leaves. Yeah. Okay.
Already went.
What was that?
Athelthrift already went. So
yeah. So you are the only person still in the hallway. So
and I had scuttled back, so I guess it's
okay.
The northern room.
Okay. So we'll say you're all in the northern room. I'm assuming you're probably going to try and maybe close the door or something like that.
Is there a door in this room?
You went through a door to get into this room, yes.
Yeah, I was going to tell you it's a dead end. Nothing but a looking glass here, but if we're all in here, that's the way.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well,
we got to bar it up, use some of the wood fragments now if we can, and jam the door closed.
Yeah. My only interest really is I need to rest at some point. My armor is in tatters, and my pancreas is showing, I think. So, but having said that, if you guys want to, if you want to make a run for it somewhere, I'm with you.
I think if we can keep them out of this room, we should be okay.
We're gonna have to hope so.
They're not gonna. I mean, clearly they're gonna give up at some point.
We can hope, yes, and we have nowhere to go ourselves.
As my grandmother always said, everybody eventually gives up.
Sage advice.
She was a charming woman.
So you guys close the door, and unfortunately, when you grab for some of that furniture, it too completely turns to dust.
Oh man.
Okay.
It's obvious that anything in here has been here for centuries.
You still had some wrecked wood, though, didn't you, Athelthrift?
Yeah, I got like kindling and stuff for a fire. Nothing that's gonna jam a door closed.
We do have we do have rope. We can use that to we can jam some underneath the door, and we can wrap some around the handle.
That's going to secure it. I feel like that. I feel like can we do that quickly?
I don't know.
If we can do it quickly, let's do that quickly. But
okay, you better do it. But the only idea I have is to jam my sword in there, and I'd rather not lose touch on it with that. So
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll real quick to see which direction the door opens.
Okay.
Let's see here. Odd, it opens. Here, I'll roll on here. Odd, it opens in, and I'll just re-roll the d6 here. Odd, it opens in.
Oh, it opens out.
Yeah, so it opens out. So,
So that's good.
I don't think so.
Well, we
it
can-
is what it is.
It's easier to hold it. It's easier to pull it shut than it is to like try to brace against them trying to break in.
Okay.
That's fine, yeah.
Great. Okay. Yeah. So try the rope thing then, if you think it'll work.
It'll give us some leverage at least. Yeah.
All right, who's trying out the rope thing?
I am.
All right. So can I get you to roll? So I'm calling this a non-combat action, and I'm using a house rule of the of Ben Milton's creation of basically when you're not doing any combat-related stuff, whenever you're trying to do things, you'll roll 2d20, and if they both roll under your stat, then you're successful. If they both roll over your stat, you fail. And if one is one and one is the other, then it's a partial success.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Here
So
goes.
go ahead and call this a dex one, because you're trying to be both quick and trying to tie this thing.
Partial success.
All right. So yeah, I think you're able to tie it, and you kind of like catch it on there, and there's definitely some pulling going on from the back, but you notice that this may or may not be the highest of quality of rope, and you're starting to see maybe like a little piece kind of like pop off, maybe from where you were kind of futzing with it with regards to the rock or something.
Yeah, sure.
So you're not quite sure how long this rope is actually going to stay on there.
Okay. I'll hold on as long as I can. Hopefully they'll lose interest.
Okay. I'm going to investigate the mirror in the meantime and see if I can touch it or whatever.
Yeah, I mean you can touch it. It's a very large mirror. It appears to be. It doesn't feel like it's made out of glass. It feels like it's made out of some sort of metal of some sort.
Metal again. Okay. And I'm going to check the wires also. The sort of wires you said were poking out on the wall at the side.
Yep.
I doubt you would even know what a wire was, really.
Right. Probably not.
Yeah.
But there's 3 of them. They're 3 different colors. But that's kind of about all you got to go on.
Yeah, right. Okay. No connection with electricity. Yeah, well, I'll relay this to my fellows anyway and say this looking glass feels to be made of metal rather than the traditional material. I wonder what to make of this.
What's behind it?
No way to know. I see merely myself. It's a reflection, right? No?
What? Can't you just take the looking glass off the wall?
Oh, it's enormous. Is it not the size of the wall?
Yes, it is the size of the wall.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's no way I'm picking that up.
Maybe it's a door like the one we came through.
Perhaps so. There appears to be no hole, and we are certainly without Scrang's stone at present. Yeah, so I guess I'll just kind of look around, maybe see if I can find more wires like on the other side of the room, or if there's again like the same 3 set of wires sticking out somewhere else.
Nope, it's the only place that you see it.
Shit. All right.
The rope gives off another pop.
Sure.
Oh boy. Am I still feeling some
Tugging, yes.
they're persistent.
Okay. I'm gonna just check the other corners of the rooms. If there's nothing else, no doors, no nothing. Okay, so actually, I'll press my whole like body weight against the mirror metal wall thing and see if I can't get it to like budge somehow.
Nope. Most definitely not.
Right.
Hmm.
Old wooden cloth. Yeah. So everything is so dry and dusty. It's just gonna deteriorate. Is there any like piles of stuff? Maybe there's a trapdoor I could find. Like on the floor.
You are welcome to take a look. But
Yeah.
you don't really seem to find anything.
Right.
And all of a sudden, things stop with regards to the handle, and you feel it go a little slack.
I go shh. I listen and I feel for tugging. They seem to have let off.
Well, no one's futzing with the door anymore.
Okay, and we can't hear anything from that side.
You don't hear anything from that side.
All right, I'm gonna hold on to it for a little bit, a few minutes more.
Okay, I'll actually trade off with you if you like. If you show me how to do it, I'll sort of like give you a chance to poke around as well. Maybe you'll find something that I didn't. Also, I'm pretty strong, so maybe I can hold it.
Okay. All right, great. Yeah, because I don't know how smart those things are. They might be trying to fool us. I don't know.
Right, but I'll take a shift.
I didn't have fancy toys when I was a kid, but I did have a brother, and we used to play games like this where we would, chase each other and then stop temporarily chasing each other, only to return twice as angrily. So, the little the thing you described with the sort of colored threads coming out, or what we would call wires. What was that again? Is that like is it like a piece of conduit, or what is it? Is it like coming out of the floor?
It's coming out of the wall.
Coming out of the wall.
Beside the metal wall thing.
And are they different colors?
Yes.
I'll try like touching them together, see if they do anything.
They do nothing.
I'll try pulling on them. Grab a handful of them and pull.
They seem pretty well attached.
Try to burn them, but that might be a bad idea. Get like a spark going from a flint and steel.
Ion, any ideas?
Just kind of scratching my head and looking at the mirror. It works like other mirrors, right?
It reflects, yes.
All right. I'm going to look at the big mirror and my little mirror.
Ah.
See if
yeah, right. Okay.
You see infinity.
It blows your mind.
When I was a kid, this was our toy.
Oh, but what sad childhoods we had. I'm gonna back up a little and loose an arrow at the middle of it.
All right. It hits it and clangs off.
All right. Well,
that seems uninteresting. When we have a crowbar, we could just pry this thing off the wall and figure out what's behind it.
Yeah, we could try to like crack it or something. It's a piece of metal. Maybe it probably won't crack, but it might. We could try.
Are you guys still holding on to the?
I definitely am. Yes, still.
Ethelrith was, yeah. Oh, we do have thieves' tools.
That's true.
What would be in there that we could use to mess with this thing?
Yeah.
I think that that would definitely include like small wires that we use to test the edges of things. Screwdrivers.
Yeah, like pliers and tweezers and stuff.
Yeah. You
maybe
want to see if you can. Go ahead.
a small crowbar, not one that will give you a lot of leverage.
Right.
Something just for getting out stubborn screws.
Crowbar Junior.
Yeah.
It's the mini crow.
Yeah.
I don't know what else goes into a set of thieves' tools.
Yeah, right.
Having never been a thief.
File maybe.
Oh, role playing
Otherwise-
over Hangouts isn't the same since the NSA started listening.
Started.
Yeah. Ethelred, have you felt any additional tugging since I left?
No, and pressing my ear against the door, I hear nothing from the other side. Perhaps our peculiar constructions have retreated.
Perhaps they have.
It would it be the way you've tied it here, like easy enough to crack the door to take a peek?
Yeah, because I mean, it's really just a simple knot, and then we just pulled it shut.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I will like gently and try to quietly like peek it open a few centimeters and see what I can see.
The hallway appears to be empty.
Oh man, that was one of those horror moments where I was just waiting for the broken shard of bone to get you right in the eyeball. I was just
Yeah, and I'll re-roll on that page and get somebody else in here.
All right, I'll undo the rope then if you think we're.
Yeah, if you undo the rope, I'll go scouting quietly, not drawing anybody's attention.
Okay.
Figure out where our friends went.
And there's a couple other doors in this corridor also.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, three doors. Was that? Am I correct?
3 other doors. Yes.
3 other doors. Yeah. And I have to ask. I can't remember how do the rest rules work again?
Let's see here. If you get resting, you need to rest for about an hour.
An hour. Ooh.
Yeah, and you can only recover hit points once a day.
Right.
Unless you're a fighter or a warrior. Sorry, unless you're a warrior.
Right. Yeah, I can do it in battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think this is a good time to rest. Let's go on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, okay, so pick a direction, Ion, and lead on.
So yeah, as you come out that door, you have one door on your left, and there's 2 doors on your right.
The door we originally came through, is that closed again?
No, it's open. But I mean the battering ram is still kind of hung through it.
All right.
Should we close it and reset the battering ram?
Well, if that door opens into the room, right?
Yes, it does.
All right, so I'm gonna go very quietly up there and take a little gander, super quietly without drawing attention myself to what's going on over there.
Okay.
Did they go back into the main room? Where did they go?
You don't see them in that room, but you can see that that door that you opened, that they were in, is still ajar, and you're pretty certain you can hear some rustling sounds and maybe some mild clanking in there.
Can I very, very quietly reach over and close the door so that this door is also kind of closed?
Their door or your door?
My door. The door I'm looking through right now.
Sure.
Like quietly reach in and close it.
See if you can reset the trap.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna close the door first and then sort of mess with the trap.
Okay. Yeah, you can quietly close the door.
Can I just on a quick perusal figure out a way to reset the trap, or is that?
It's pretty rudimentary. So okay. Yeah, I mean it's kind of pretty easy to see how it's all jury-rigged together.
Is something is there something I can like tuck the pipe back up into and then?
Yep.
All right.
You can easily reset the trap.
Okay, I'm resetting the trap. I'm assuming that's going to make enough noise if they open that door. That will let us know, and then I'll start heading down. Like we are in the first. We're in the first of the northern doors, or aren't we?
There's
two further on.
Yeah, you've got so basically there is the door at the north, which is the one that you guys went through into the room with the mirror.
Right.
There's the door at the south, which is the one with the battering ram trap.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 on the west, and there's 1 on the east.
Right. Okay. Which one do you guys want to try next?
I'd say we continue to go west. Perhaps the rooms will connect to one another, and we'll gain broader perspective that way.
Sounds good to me.
So you're going to the one in the west?
Yeah, with the 2 doors, yeah. And maybe like northwest or southwest, I guess, because now we're at the south. So.
Okay. So southwest. So you open up the door. This is a kind of 10-foot by 20-foot room. Again, same lighting, same walls. There appears to be again, a white metal receptacle of some sort that comes out of the wall. It's round, has a hole in it. There's also a button in the wall. And there's also a beside that, a large glass door that opens into kind of a metal tiled room of some sort that has kind of a metal tube coming out.
Okay.
So, yes, you are in a bathroom.
Okay.
Well, frankly, I personally don't feel the need.
Yeah. But good to know. I will indicate it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll just like step back out into the corridor then if there's nothing to be found here. We have water and whatnot. I'll fill my wineskin if it's empty of water, but I presume it would be full.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should start full.
Where to next?
What's our next door?
Yeah, let's try the next door. Yeah.
All right. So this is a 20 by 20 room. Again, same material, same lighting. This one's really empty. I mean, it's full of dust, but it looks like no one's been in here in a long time. But it's completely empty. There's nothing in it.
Great. Okay. Right across the hall, then there should be one more door.
Yep. So in here, again, there's some fragments of broken material, wood, etc. And there's also a large white metal box on the floor. It's about maybe 2 feet high, 2 feet deep, and maybe 4 feet wide. Looks like at some point it had a lock on it, but there's no lock on it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about all there is.
No other doors, in any of these rooms?
Nope.
Gotcha. Well, I'll like stand guard at the door if somebody wants to check out the box.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I'll go over and check the box. I want to kind of run a wire for any triggers inside? Is there a lid that's clearly marked?
Yes.
Okay. So run the wire kind of around the edge of the lid just to like make sure, the old nasty poison needle trick is not about to spring out at us.
Of course. Yeah, no, you don't feel anything.
No locking mechanism. We can just kind of pop this thing open.
You can pop this thing open.
So get behind it and lift it away from me and
All right.
pop it open.
Nothing untoward happens. It is again, it's empty except at the very bottom you can see a couple of small golden metal objects. They appear to be they match each other. They are eagles with 3 stars engraved on them.
Huh.
And they have kind of a pointy end on the back of them.
Like a pointy end on the back?
Yes.
Yeah, like pins.
Is it like a hinged pointy end?
No, it's like a pin.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, that's kind of cool. Let's put them in the metal box. What do you think?
Whatever you think. That sounds good to me.
All right.
That's gonna be worth something.
It's got to be 2 metal gold pins.
Yeah.
You guys aren't going to wear them? Make a fashion statement?
This incredible treasure? No way.
Right.
I think I kind of want to wear one of them now that you say that.
Oh no! See, this pride comes before the fall. I can't let you wear one without wearing one.
Yeah, you guys are matching thieves, matching eagle pins. It'll be cute.
We're not matching thieves. I have leather armor. He has a gambesson. We're really different.
My mistake. I just sort of mix you two up sometimes. I apologize. It's a thief thing.
Holt is the one with a gambesson.
And I'll make a little mental note on my hand with my newfound reading and writing skills. Holt equals Gam.
So where do you put them?
The same place you would generally put a pin, like on your cloak.
All right.
Like, and sadly, it's not thick enough, I'm assuming, to go through all the way through your cloak and hook the edges of your cloak together. But
Nope.
Is it about
Yeah, maybe an inch and a half in kind of diameter if it was a circle.
Oh, perfect. All right, I'll wear mine as an earring then.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very nice.
I'm wearing mine on my cloak because I've not had a chance to wear a lot of jewelry.
Nice.
So I want people to see it.
As well you should.
I'm feeling good.
Looking good.
All right, excellent.
All right. So now the only door you that doesn't lead to nothing is that door you came through that has the trap set up on it.
At least we can disarm it this time.
Yeah, we should be able to disarm it and then quietly go through that room to one of the other doors, right?
Towards the core or the research facility?
Yeah. Assuming there's not a bear back that way.
Yeah.
It seems like our best bet. I doubt we want to go back to the homes of those rusty, bony automatons.
No. Yeah, there's no other way out of this room, right? Just to be clear.
Nope.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think you guys are absolutely right. So just so we can make a beeline there, should we go for the research facility or the core?
I think we should go for the research facility. Because
Yeah.
our employer is a researcher.
Oh, that's true.
Tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably not full of constructed abominations. Let's definitely do that.
Why would it be filled with constructed abominations? They clearly are ransacking the barracks.
They're busy.
I mean, you have to make those things by hand. You can't. There can only be so many of them. I mean, you only have so many hours in the day.
That's true. It's artisan work.
So, are you guys just going to kind of unset the trap, put the door, open up the door, and just kind of like strut on through? Or are you guys going to try and be quiet about it? Or
quietly, and I look at Athelfrith.
Yeah, I look back and I'm sort of like head cocked like a dog would almost, like just
very quietly. Why don't I go first, get into position to cover you, and then shoot anything when you start making noise that comes out into the room?
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, indeed, but I can't guarantee that all this clanking metal won't cause a ruckus.
What clanking metal? You're wearing leather armor.
Yeah, I guess I probably got like leather boots too, right? Wouldn't be necessarily steel boots. Okay, well, whatever. I'm gonna
still manage to make lots of noise.
I shall do my best. I assure you.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get 2d6 dex checks from all of you? Though, of course, the thieves will be able to roll with advantage, so that'll be 3d6 and take the better two.
3d20?
Okay.
Yeah, 3d20, excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
This will be a very quiet musical montage.
I got a 2 and a 16.
I got a 6 and a 7 out of 17.
All right.
I succeeded on all 3, which in White Hack would be amazing.
Yes.
I made it on 2 of the 3.
Great. Okay, so Athelfrith, you got a partial. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you guys kind of quietly make your way out the door and into the room, through the hallway, through the door into the into that central area where the 3 doors are.
Mm-hmm.
And you, whoever is in the lead, opens up the door to the research facility. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it was I said it would be in the lead. So.
Okay. So you open up that door, and you see some stairs going down, but it's a lit corridor. And Athelfrith, as you are about halfway through that central area, you're not quite sure how, but the iron box kind of falls out of your bag.
Oh, I gave it to Holt, I believe.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I'm holding on to it.
All right.
Could be my wineskin or something. Oh, like kindling. I have a bunch of kindling in my bag. Can I'll spill that.
Could sound like a dread tower falling. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's say that kindling kind of makes its way out of your thing and kind of clanks, subtly clanks onto the ground. And you guys have all been focusing so much kind of like on that door that you're trying to get to because it's a straight shot from the hallway. And the wood falls You kind of kneel to pick it up. And you hear that kind of like hefty breath inhalation. And you look over at the door that opens up into the cave. And you see the bear looking at you.
Forgot about the bear.
Can't say that I did. Okay, I'm going to like shout at it again and like again do the stamp and like shake the shield, but I'm also going to, because I got my bag out and all those, like withdraw sort of a ration piece, like some jerky or apples or whatever, and kind of like toss that behind it. You know what I mean?
Could you let's see here. Ion, could you remind me, did you you said you closed some doors. Which door did you close? Did you close the door to where the automatons were, or no?
No. When I was planning to just shoot through that area and get back into the main hallway.
Okay. So you do this. You yell again at these at the bear, and it yells at you. And then back from that main room, you hear what you're pretty certain is the door slamming open.
Right.
And you hear metal feet clanking around in that room.
Guys, this is great. This is the best luck. This is that thing I always hear about that I've never experienced. We're going to pit these two factions against each other.
Pit these two factions. Love the vocabulary. I hope we do. Yeah, if we can pin the bear and those guys in the same room, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm just like we're pointing at the research lab, going like, or research facility, going like that way. Athelthrith,
Yeah.
Stop playing with a bear. Research facility.
So
yep.
I would like yeah, Athelthrith, could you give me a 1d20 check under your dexterity?
You know, I can. Reroll selected. 8. Oh, no, sir.
Oh, yes. You have the dex of 7.
Indeed.
Oh, man, brutal.
All right. So the bear isn't being scared by your yelling. And it charges at you and swipes you.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let me give you that. I'll just roll it myself. And you take 3 points from its claw, raking against your face.
Okay. And so armor I can drop. I've got 6 armor, so I soak it all as armor, or only 2? Okay.
You can soak it all.
Okay. So I'm down to 3 of 6.
Okay.
So I managed to get sort of my shield up in time, I guess, and it takes some like real metal style claws in there.
Yep.
It looks like a great record cover type thing, but yeah, my skin remains intact.
Yes. And you may perform an action.
Great. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna sort of back away again from the bear as I did before, shield up, but yield the ground to it. And I'm going to move somewhat slowly, like foot to foot, in the direction of the research lab and these other guys, so that I can encourage like the robot things, those guys, to sort of time perfectly well and enter the room as I'm leaving it. You know what I mean?
Sure. All right. So yeah, you are able to kind of like slowly draw yourself into that stairway, and as you get there, you do notice the first couple of automatons starting to come into the room.
Yes.
Perfect.
And do you guys stand around, or do you duck into the doorway and close it?
It's ducking time, I think.
No better time to duck.
Yeah, I'd love to stick around and watch the show, but
I think we'll be able to hear it just fine from the other side of the door.
Right.
That's true.
All right. So you guys duck back in there and you shut that door, and you are in a got about like a 10-foot stairs down, and then got maybe 20 feet, and you got a door in front of you and a turn for more hallway.
Okay. Sorry.
Assuming that you kind of like walk down to that end, you'll notice that there's another 30 feet of hallway with some stairs in the middle going down as well.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure I got this map going. So stairs down, another 30-foot of corridor, and then more stairs, it looks like?
So from the door that you came in,
Yeah.
you have 10 feet of stairs.
Yep.
So 10 feet of stairs going, we'll say east, because that's where the door was.
Yep.
Then 20 feet of hallway, which ends at a door, and
Yep.
also to the right, so I guess that's south.
Yep.
You've got 10 feet of hallway, 10 feet more stairs, 10 feet of hallway, and then it stops, but you assume that there's more hallway to the east.
Okay. Okay, so we're in a sort of like stairwell type thing. Yeah, I'd rather check the door than descend a flight of stairs that we're not sure we can come back up.
Let's do it.
All right. Why don't we take a quick break, maybe until 9 o'clock? Sound good?
Sounds good.
Great.
Awesome. See you guys in a few.
Thanks.
Okay.
That's cool, Nick. Cool.
All right.
So Holt, you're hurt, eh? Is that right?
Yeah, my armor is completely depleted, and I'm at about half down.
Shit. Okay.
But
There's
I
no
might, it might be okay unless we, run into something really nasty.
Yeah, yeah, and there's the rest mechanic. There's no other way to sort of to get that HP back, though, right?
No, that's the great thing about Into the Odd. You just sit down for a few minutes and drink your flask of scotch, and you're like 100%.
Nice.
But not so in the Black Hack. Yeah.
Yeah, ICRPG has that too, where you can like pass your action to heal your like 1 plus your con modifier or whatever, and so you can get like
Oh,
three 4 HP back in if you pass your turn that way. And it's like it helps. Deadly
The
game.
the Black Hack is it's just not, it's death is worth, there's so many bad options other than death when you get this.
Yeah, I think we're going to encounter some of them. It's been a rough go so far. I think we'll.
I mean, you actually have a pretty slim chance of outright dying when you get to 0 hit points in the Black Hack.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Yeah,
like a KO type thing.
I forgot about that.
But there's some. I mean, like you lose. Like there's a lot of damaging things that happen to you instead of.
Yeah, that's right. Roll on the table. I'm just skimming it now. Yeah, 1d6, fat head, cracked bones, disfigured, charisma reduced to 4.
Unless it's a TPK. Like if it's a TPK, you're probably all dead. But if people can pull you out, then you roll on the table.
Gotcha.
Yeah, charisma reduced to 4 would not be the biggest reduction in charisma for me.
Yeah.
So
Troika's sort of fun in that, and we had one the other day, where once you drop to 0, you essentially have to the end of the round to have somebody try to sort of revive you. And it was, but with Troika, the end of the round can come up on any turn.
Oh, okay.
Because the initiative is completely random each time.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot of pressure on your allies to, once you drop, to get over to you quickly, because that little, like in our game, yellow was the color for so it's a draw bag for initiative, and you just keep pulling tokens out, and in every draw bag there's an end of round token.
Gotcha.
And we've had it come up the first thing in the round before.
Round's over. Yeah.
I was listening to Adam Coble talking about DCC. I'm assuming he was talking about an earlier version of DCC, but so DCC has the whole like if someone flips you over once you hit 0 hit points, that's when you determine whether or not you were dead or not, and maybe maybe you're unconscious or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think apparently, at least in the version that he was referring to, there was no explicit limit on how long you could wait before looking. So he tells the story of apparently where they thought he was dead. Whoever it was dead. Came back a month later.
Right, bring him to the hospital.
Turned him over.
Yeah.
Turned out he was alive.
Oh my God, it's like a hideous Pet Cemetery situation going on there. Sometimes they come back wrong, man.
But that certainly isn't in the current version, because the current version explicitly says like an hour or something like that. If I'm correctly.
That's for the best.
Yeah.
See, Lisa, because of me, now they have a sign.
Well, did you check the body? No. Oh my God.
So while we're in this interim, wanted to check how are things going for people? Are there things that people would like to see more of? Are there things that people are frustrated or annoyed with or whatnot?
No, I'm good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so far so good. I feel at times like almost helpless. Like there's clues here and there's a puzzle that I just like can't get it. So I kind of feel dumb as far as that goes. But overall, yeah, no, good. I'm actually surprised we haven't taken much of a beating yet. Aside from Holt's got some scrapes and scratches, but yeah, I feel like we're making it so far.
Good. All right. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, you've got this hallway. What is your plan here?
Yeah, so I suggested we check the door at the end of the hall. That's my
Yeah.
thought, but I'm certainly open to others.
I think that's a good plan.
All right.
We've established we don't really have a way to wedge that door that we just left behind us closed, do we?
Not.
None of us have a hammer and pittons or anything like that.
No.
Let's see. No.
All right. So, yeah, you've got another one of these white metal doors. I assume you guys who's going to be opening the door?
Better be one of you guys in case of traps or whatever, but I'll sort of like protect you. I'll actually go through the door first, I guess. But if somebody wants to check it, I think it's a good idea.
Ian, do you want to take a look at it?
I'll take a look at it.
All right. I mean, it doesn't actually seem like there's anything awry here. So yeah, you open up the door, excuse me, and there's a excuse me. There's a 4x4 room in front of you. Metal, and same white metal. You're starting to get really annoyed and bored and tired of this white metal and lighting everywhere, but what are you gonna do?
I think the lighting would be better if they it was glowing from sconces on the wall. Just like down from the ceiling. It doesn't create any shadows, and it's just sort of lifeless.
Yeah, I mean, it really gives. I mean, it's certainly not your best look. I mean, you all have that kind of pale, dead look to you.
Yeah, my cheekbones are washed right out.
Seriously. Yeah. So there's one strange bit is that there's a 5-foot wide white metal disc embedded in the floor, kind of to the to the left of where you come in. And on the wall, there's a lever. I should say, excuse me, on the east wall, so across from the door.
Yep.
There's a lever in kind of like an up position.
Okay.
And that's really all there is here.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I think we should check the lever and sort of see if it's vibrating, if there's any sort of like energy to it, or if it's just still.
I mean, are you listening to it? Are you?
I was thinking just touch it, not pull it, but yeah.
This is like a portcullis sort of lever. You like pull it and the portcullis comes down.
Yeah, something like that. Though again, it's made out of metal. Specifically, it's got kind of like a yellowish tint to it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna touch it, and if it doesn't do anything, then I'll just ignore it. I'll check out the disc as well. I'm curious how it's embedded, like how you mean.
The disc, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it looks like it fits pretty snugly into the ground. There's certainly a line around the edge. So there might be something under this, but you're not sure.
Right. What do you guys think?
Well, let's try an experiment. Let's see. Do we have anything here? Oh, yeah. I'll take that metal box that we have. I'll put that in the disc.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull this lever down. So I don't know if you guys want to step outside the room in case this causes a cataclysm. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll get like into the threshold of the door.
We can't read lips.
I gave you an entire hour to learn.
What, in the Matrix?
My friend Shane,
American Sign Language.
Brilliant man.
Poor lip reader.
But I was thinking that I want to, like, if drop a portcullis across the door, then I want to be on the inside of the door, not outside with the bear.
Right. Maybe I shouldn't stand on the threshold if you think portcullis is coming down.
Yeah, I am pretty sure the portcullis is about to come down.
Okay, I'm gonna taking that advice, step out of the threshold. I'll stay in the room with you guys as well. I don't want to get shut up.
I've been working in a wizard's house for at least a year.
Shit I've seen.
You want to be inside. You want to be on the opposite side of any animals he summons.
Right now, like note that in my journal as well. Like, just take a quick note memo.
All right, here goes. Oh yeah, we should definitely record this room too, or make a few notes in the continuous journal
for posterity. So you pull down on this lever, and it will not budge.
Oh, what?
All that buildup.
Oh man, does it move at all, or is it just
not at all?
Will not budge.
Is there room for it to budge?
There certainly is. And it certainly is an up position, and there's slot enough for it to go into the down position.
Okay, let's check the disc. What material is it made of? Same metal?
Same metal.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of like run my fingers along the edge and see if, like, does it feel like it'll actually pry up out of there?
No. You can't get your fingers in. It's flush enough that, I mean, maybe you could use a wire or something like that to feel around it, but you certainly can't get your fingers in.
Gotcha.
If you had long fingernails, maybe, but that's about as good as you're going to get.
Yeah, I don't think she does.
Was the handle, you said it was like a yellowish metal? Does it look like gold?
No.
Oh.
Does it look similar to the stone we were given earlier? The same
Nope.
yellow hue? No. Okay.
Oh.
No other room in here, or no other doors or anything. It's a very small room. Have we tried standing on the disc?
No.
I'd be hesitant to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if it is a teleportation thing, I'm worried it might take us. Who knows where it would take us?
Okay, I'll throw a stone onto the disc then and see if anything happens.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I'll go step onto it then. Fuck it. Step onto the center and just see if my body weight has any effect.
Seems pretty solid.
Gotcha.
Are we able to rotate the lever?
No.
Okay.
This thing is not budging. Period.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it's just jammed.
Basic lock mechanic. Like, yeah, I was thinking just basic lock mechanics that if you rotated it, it would, something would not be bracing it in place.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's remember this. It might be important at some point. And the room is so small that it almost seems like a transportation closet or a janitorial closet or something. Like maybe this is used to get rid of things or to bring in supplies. I don't know.
Good thought.
But doesn't seem to be working now. So should we head down the stairs?
I guess we better.
Okay. And we still have light, right?
Yep.
Okay.
We have a bear up the stairs.
Yeah. My least favorite Berenstain Bears edition.
The bear upstairs. Yeah.
Bear upstairs.
I think is that the one that's kind of like Wuthering Heights or no, Jane Eyre, right?
Yeah, she did it better though.
Yeah. The crazy bear upstairs.
Insane bear upstairs. Yeah.
Insane bear upstairs. All right. So so you come out. I'm assuming you're going to come out of that room.
Yep.
All right. So you're going to go down the hallway a bit.
Yeah.
Further down.
Light. Yeah.
All right. So you go down that hallway, and then it turns left, which is east, and you got another 10 feet of hallway, then 10 feet down, then 10 feet more down, and then you are at a T intersection. So you can go left or right. Who is in the lead?
I will be.
Okay.
My shield out.
Yeah. That's Athelthrith?
Yeah.
Okay. So you stepped into this this T intersection. Which direction do you look first? Left or right?
If I'm stepping up to the T, I'm gonna look left.
All right. You look to your left. Your eyes widen a bit because you see a lot of those automaton things.
Oh shit.
Like they are packing the room to the left.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to casually, whistling a jaunty tune, casually turn my head to the right.
So just checking, you're going to keep your head out there and look the other direction.
Yeah.
All right, just checking.
I'm not going to whistle though.
There's about another 30 feet of hallway, and then it bends to the right, so back west.
Okay. Well, I'll back up then if there's nothing else to see, and Sort of whisper to these guys. There are many more of those walking creatures. I don't think they've seen me yet, but any false noise, and they're certain to find our position.
You notice that they were all kind of moving around, and so when you kind of stuck your head down, you obviously could hear them, and even a little bit up the stairs, but you don't hear anything anymore.
Okay.
I push
And-
my back to the left of this, like the left side of the T, like
Mhm.
our where we are in the T.
Sure.
Pop out my trusty mirror
Haha.
and get a view of what they're doing.
Great idea.
They are all doing nothing and looking down the hallway. And these ones are a little bit different than the other ones. These ones seem to be in worse shape than the other ones were. None of these ones have metal heads anymore. They seem to have replaced them with human skulls.
Oh.
So, but they're all facing the hallway now.
Sort of like our direction, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah,
certainly your direction.
Are there any signs around this intersection that we can read?
There are not.
Okay. Well, the advantage we have, guys, is that they're pretty slow. So we could go to the right or we could go straight, but we should, if we're gonna do that, we should do it like
With a T
expeditiously.
intersection, we can't really go straight, right? It's a T.
The T.
So
Oh, I
right,
see.
right
Okay.
is our only option.
Then right, we best go.
All right. If that's what we're gonna do, then let's do it like, quickly.
Pronto.
Fast walk. We're like mall walking.
But why don't we give it just a moment? Just relax. Everybody just calm down.
Oh, I can't. Okay.
Okay.
All
And
right.
I motion going through the deep breathing exercises.
All right. Sort of like force my eyes closed and try to follow along.
I'm in a chair in an empty theater. Okay.
And then I keep my mirror pointed at them to see if they like turn back around after a while.
When I say, they were looking down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So if you walk into the hallway, they're going to see you.
Oh, he's trying to use his mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I
if
mean-
we enter the T, though, the top of the T, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you walk into the T, they will see you.
Right.
So now what is it that you're doing right now?
It
I
sounds
just like
that's
give it a moment, see what happens, see if they just sort of go back to whatever they were doing before they all started looking this direction. I'm just like,
no noise has happened in this time as we struggled to catch our calm here.
No.
Right. Okay. Well, I
in
don't
the
think we
mirror,
should.
what is behind them in this area? Can I see?
There appears to be. You think you might notice a door somewhere behind them, but they're packed like sardines in there.
Okay.
Um,
There goes that plan.
There's about, if you were going to guess, maybe 14, 15 of them.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe they'll like Three Stooge it up coming down the hallway against us and like have a hard time actually.
If I take 6 and each of you take 4,
We just might do it. Yeah, okay. I think we should like as you say, fast walk or even run. Because I'll you look down the right hall and it looks like 30 feet and then it takes a turn, right? So just like bound down there and hope that these things can't catch us.
it go me, Holt, and Applethrift.
Yeah, I'll take up the rear, sure.
Okay. Ready.
Because as soon as I get around the corner, I'll get into sniper position to get anything that follows us.
Nice.
Well, at least until Athelthrith comes around the corner, and then I'll be in the rear from that point.
Okay.
Holt can take lead.
Sure. Yeah, and I'll try to like take a knee at my first position and get the shield up until we're in time to switch position.
Okay.
All right. A well-oiled machine.
Just half-second lead. I hustle around the corner, bow drawn, arrow ready. I get around the corner. The plan is for me to get around the corner and then cover you guys as you come around the corner. And then Holt will be in the lead, Athelthrith in the middle, and me in the rear.
Okay.
All right. Can I go ahead and get 2d20 dex rolls from all y'all?
Sure.
Is this a stealthy thing?
No, I think this is going to be a how fast can you move thing.
Hustling. Okay.
Hustling thing.
What is a partial?
Okay.
Partial for me too.
Sorry, I'm gonna clear this out. I should just roll with real dice. It'd be easier for me.
Go for it.
Okay, 6 and 14 I got. So I got partial also, presuming we're doing dexterity.
All right. So you guys, Ion, when you come around, you do notice quickly that it does appear that they got back to, that they aren't staring down the hallway anymore. So you guys start quickly but quietly making your way down the hall. You come to that turn. And you come into a about 30 by 40 foot square room, which is really kind of just pretty much empty of really of anything, except a few shattered bits of glass and corroded steel. The problem is, let's see. Holt, you unfortunately didn't mend that hole that you have in your right boot. So you end up stepping on a piece of glass.
Oh.
It's not hard enough. It's not enough to like to do you much damage, but it was so unexpected that you you end up yelping out.
Yep.
And you can certainly hear that now that group of automatons knows there's someone here, and they're starting to head down the hallway. I will note that there's a door to the very end, at the very southeast corner of the room.
Okay. Okay. Very southeast corner, yep.
What would you like to do?
Let's get in that door.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Who's in the lead there?
I'll take the rear again.
Okay.
I'll take the rear. I'll go with the lead.
Okay.
All right. So you quickly open up that door, and you see a hallway about 50 feet ahead of you, which has a door on its on its left, so going north.
Okay, so 50 feet in a door going north. Anything else of interest? Nothing. Basic empty room.
Nope. Empty hallway. Same.
Sure. Yeah, I will better keep going. More distance between us and those clanging beasts, the better.
Yeah. Is there any way to secure this door?
It's similar to all the other doors, so
We gotta find
so
some
no.
Titan pitons.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as we die, our reincarnations are going to be like, I'm going to require some spikes and hammer.
I'm committed just to rolling. Like if Thrift dies, I'll just hit refresh, and like that's what it's gonna be. So
Yeah, that's a good plan. Absolutely.
that's what this one was, right? That's the crazy name. That like, why would you pick that? Sorry. Yes. Anyway, I don't think we can close the door. I think we should just keep moving.
All right. Should we hit this door going north?
Yeah, let's close it behind us, I guess, but
Yeah,
we can't
definitely.
like it closed.
Okay.
all right.
They might get with their weird sort of like, you know, paying attention to what's in front of them. They may just think we disappeared.
Exactly. They might lose us.
Yeah, the what is that? Kids don't have concrete memory or whatever.
Ah, okay. Certainly some rust and bone man would not. So
Yeah. There's
You
hoping. Knock, knock, knock.
You know, Ian doesn't have a well-developed sense of object permanence either. So
Don't be dissing on it.
that's what makes you such a good thief, I guess.
certainly not in his love life.
How do you protect yourself? I put my head in the sand.
Right. Yeah, it's all gone.
Helps against bugbear beasts. So all right, so you dash down the hallway, closing the door behind you, open that door. And in front of you is the first room that does not look completely and utterly thrashed.
Oh.
There are a number of wooden tables in here with some glass containers on them, all of them empty though. In the center of the room is maybe a 10-foot round circle of metal.
Mm-hmm.
And floating above that is an 8-foot wide sphere of bluish white light.
Huh.
On the east wall, and this room is maybe 40 by 50 square or so.
Okay.
On the east wall, there is a 10 by 10 featureless sheet of metal. So kind of like, not like the walls, but so not white, it's just kind of gray metal. And there's also a hallway kind of angling off at the north of the room.
Hallway angling off. Okay.
Angling off to the east.
Angling off to the west. Excuse me.
This is where my shit map now conflicts with like once we got into the stairs, it was like, oh shit.
Me too.
Okay, I'm just gonna draw a long arrow and start again over here. Okay, so that leads off to the west, I guess. Okay, you're back. Great. Could we potentially push these tables up against the door as we leave it closed behind us?
I mean, you could try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, let's try to do that. Yeah.
All right. So you guys, oops, grab the. Someone is calling me. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is my wife. I'm going to need to pause for a second.
Okay. Sure.
My girlfriend's been in Europe for like 2 weeks now, and she's coming back in a couple of days. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Where'd you go?
She went through like a river cruise along the Rhine. So
Oh,
started, yeah, right. It sounds pretty good.
I always wanted to do that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It sounds like she had a great time. She was with her mom, right? And she met a friend over there as well for some of the last few days. Yeah, how like happened to be there at the same time. So, yeah, she's having a great time. Like I'm glad for her. But it's been 2 weeks now. She'll come back in a few more days and be good to have her home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the only kind of cruise that I really want to do is down a European river. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had the big desire for the island cruise.
No, me neither. Especially lately, like every week there's a story about some hideous disease breakout or like the plumbing backs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one I don't know if it was a Princess line or whose ship it was, but it was based in Australia and they had a whole family of people that were hardcore drinkers and like bad people basically, and they got into a huge brawl that people recorded on their phones in the nightclub at night. And they had to actually stop someplace and like jettison this family and fly them back because the other people were like told to stay in their rooms and not to come out. And I mean, my God,
Wow.
it's like Mad Max the cruise, you know?
That's
sound relaxing.
That's a great setting, though. Actually, the Mad Max cruise.
It actually would be.
There's not really been an apocalypse. They've just put all the assholes on one boat. Everywhere else is doing great.
Flat, not actually moving. That's great. Well, that's pretty wild. Yeah, I've never done anything like that. I went to no kind of cruise at all. Like it does sound kind of horrible to me. I don't like the idea of being like confined with 20,000 people or whatever, right? 5,000 other people, like you say, the plumbing or whatever, and eating that buffet food day in, day out. I don't know. Doesn't sound good to me.
I didn't think I would like it for a long time until I did long train rides, and I really love long train rides.
Ah.
Well, that's true. I do like a nice long Amtrak ride.
Yeah, I do Amtrak Chicago, New York.
Have you ever done a sleeper?
Yeah. It depends on the train you get, whether or not they're kind of worth the money when you're by yourself.
Yeah,
they're definitely
expensive.
worth it when you're a family because they look expensive, but you're only charging one person for the sleeper.
Right. Oh, okay. How long?
Just buying a coach ticket, and then staying with you.
Gotcha.
But when you're by yourself, you're paying that full amount by yourself, and it sort of depends on what train you're on, whether there's some affordable ones.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to check that out next time. My parents did it to New Orleans, and it was a lifesaver because my dad is a cranky old man that doesn't like to fly anymore. And my mom was like, "How about we take a train?" And it was the greatest thing. You know, you can just stay in your room the whole night if you want, or the whole day, and it's pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah, overnight train crews tend to be nice people too. So
I'll bet. They say that there's one in Canada that's supposed to be just spectacular. Like the views are supposed to be. I can't remember. Do you have like multiple train lines up there? Is there like a government train line?
Yeah, we have like the main one is Via Rail, right? And it's like scenery and whatnot, I guess, is reputed to be quite good. Yeah, trains here will cost you as much as a flight. Dollar for dollar. Like a lot of people won't ride the train, right? Because it's the same price or even cheaper sometimes to fly. So that's where the government gets into like subsidies for Via Rail because it's not exactly profitable to run certain parts of it, I guess.
Yeah, I think usually for me it's comparatively the same price, but I can buy a train ticket a week in advance without worrying about or I can change it at the last minute and pay a $25 fee rather than like a $125 fee.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's clever.
Huh. But yeah, time-wise, it's got to be something like 12 hours compared to like, what, 2?
Oh, yeah. I mean, for short trips, train is almost always, even when train is more expensive, it's almost always the better buy. Yeah. Because like going between New York and DC, you'll spend 50 minutes in the air, but, a
few more hours on the ground.
You spend several hours on the ground.
Yeah.
and then you'll for both you'll end up needing to, travel way outside of central, way away from home in central New York and way outside of DC.
Right. True.
That's true. And you got to pay for an
So,
Uber or whatever.
Yeah.
What I miss?
Oh, just talking about trains, planes, and automobiles,
Yeah. General chit
And the
chat.
occasional cruise ship.
and the occasional
Right.
cruise. Yeah.
All's good on your end?
Yes, all good.
Cool.
All right. So, all right. Right. So, right. You guys are going to move those tables.
Yeah. Block up the door.
Right. So you go to grab and maybe pick up the tables. Maybe two of you guys kind of like to lift and pull. As soon as you touch them,
I can no longer hear.
Oh, we can hear you.
Sorry,
hear you.
yeah, gotcha. It's like this
Okay.
funny headset. Okay, my apologies.
No worries. So as soon as you grab them, they all disintegrate to dust.
Oh,
And the glass jars that are on them fall and break on the ground.
great.
Not so much for that. I guess we just keep moving, unless there's anything to examine. But we've broken the glass already, so if that was any good, then it no longer is.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna rip off a piece of material and just cover my face just in case.
Okay.
And then I want to try one experiment here, and I'll take my metal box, my handy trusty metal box, and I will toss it into the middle of that metal plate with the sphere over it.
Okay.
Does it turn to gold?
It does not turn to gold. It kind of passes through it, but does not turn to gold.
Oh,
It never turns to gold. Shit.
So my metal box literally passed through that metal plate, though, huh?
Yep. No, not through the metal plate. Through the through the floating bluish white light sphere.
Oh, okay.
8 feet in diameter that floats above it.
Yeah, but like harmlessly through.
Harmlessly, yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll retrieve my box.
Yeah, should pick it up. Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what this. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna stand in the ball of light and maybe put like my hand into it first.
You're a madman.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got a wisdom 17, and this strikes me as a wise thing to do.
You stick your hand into it, and you get shocked for 1 point of damage.
Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah. So the sort of smell of cooking flesh will alert these guys to
burnt hair. Oh, it's a wonderful.
My wound. Yeah. Okay. And I'll like snap my hand back and cradle it and say, "Careful, fellows! Like, don't get too near this ball of lightning."
Yeah, that's good advice.
I'll stand back over here then.
Were there any shelves or cupboards or anything?
Nope. Nope, not at all.
Okay. Should we just should we strike off down this hallway, or should we go back to the main hallway?
I think we should push forward. Not interested in meeting our robotic friends again.
Okay. I'm up for that.
Yeah, and I'll take I guess the middle position or whatever. If somebody wants to check the door, I'll go through it first, kind of thing.
There's no door. It's just a
it's
just a hallway to the
Gotcha.
north.
Okay, let's put the mirror down there and check the corner first.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you can see it's maybe 10 feet to, let's see. It's 10 feet to a hallway, and then it's kind of wise out from there. So to the right and to the left.
Gotcha. Kind of wise out to the right and to the left. Okay. And there's no sort of distinguishing. If they look the same.
All these stupid goddamn whitish metal walls.
You know, I think we should just go to the right.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, normally I go to the left all the time, but you know, that's the rule. But since we started by going to the right, the last intersection, we should keep going to the right. That way we'll always remember.
That's right.
True.
So who's going to be in the lead this time?
If it's just down a hall, I'll go first.
I'll follow.
One of Holter I go down about 10 feet ahead, just scouting.
Yeah, and I'll come through a little louder.
Okay.
I didn't say that. You're not loud.
So Ion, are you doing this with any? Are you just kind of like do, or are you?
No, I'm creeping with bow drawn.
Okay.
And arrow cocked.
A standard
I've
prowl.
gotten that before.
All right. So you walk and the Y it kind of opens up to the left before it opens up to the right. And what you see to the left looks somewhat familiar. Because you see a couple of the automatons and you recognize what you thought you saw, the door behind them. So it's definitely the room that they were all kind of jammed into is what goes off to the left there. So you're going to need to, if you're going to go right, you're going to kind of, if they see you, they're going to see you. But there's only a couple, it looks like there's only a couple of them in there right now.
Okay.
So just being sneaky?
You're being sneaky.
Yeah. That's a success.
Okay. So yeah, so you can get past there going sneakily to the right.
And so once I get to the right, I'm going to position myself so that as they start coming down the hallway, I can do the whole like.
Oh wait. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So.
And then make the exaggerated tiptoe motion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So if you guys are trying to be quiet and you're keeping an eye for like kind of when they should go and when they shouldn't go, depending on when they're there, I'll say you guys are able to kind of like get past that and to that into the little hallway where Ion is right now, which opens up into a room. That as soon as you enter it, all of a sudden, a transparent man shows up in the middle of the room in kind of a not clothes that you've ever seen before, but they're white. And he starts to say, and he says, "Welcome, visitors and employees, to the Subsurface Research Facility. As you prepare to enter the subsurface environment, remember to follow your expedition checklist and listen to the instructions of your guide at all times. We have been accident-free for 3,799 years, 11 months, and 2 days. A company record. Don't be the team to break it." And then he disappears.
Wow. A visit from an angel, gentlemen. That's pretty great.
That was God, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
There's a door to the north.
A lot like older family members of mine who show up give you instructions, and then don't stick around to actually do anything.
Yeah, like a vague threat right at the end. Don't be a
Yeah, like also put it on you. Make
Yeah.
sure that you understand that you're supposed to feel guilty.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, even though we don't even have this guidebook he was talking about.
That's right. Okay, well, I'm going to make an assiduous note of that in my journal. Really make sure to capture the details of what this guy said in the 3,799 years bit, because I think Scraggon's going to want to know about that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, is there anything else in this room?
No, other than the aforementioned door in the north wall.
Yeah, okay. I think we should do a usual check, and one of you guys check it, and I'll go through first.
Yeah, I'll do the sweep on, and then why don't we crack and do the mirror?
Yeah, great call.
Okay.
And then you can go through.
You crack the door, and you can see about 30 feet of hallway, which then turns to the right. And in the middle of the hallway, there's a door on the left.
Okay. Same lighting above?
Yep.
That we're used to?
Yep.
All right, I pop open the door and let Athelfrith through.
Yep, so I'll just step through cautiously, kind of crane my neck to see around the corner a little bit if I can, but I'll stop just after the door, and if it's safe, motion to these guys to follow.
Okay. So you guys are in the hallway. Are you guys going to open the door? Or are you going to check out the right bend in the hallway?
Let's check the door out, guys.
First, let's close the door that we came through behind us.
Great call.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think somebody should scout the bend before we open this door.
I
Just
think
to
scout
see
the
what-
bend. Unless Holt wants to.
Yeah, I'll check out the bend. Sure.
Okay.
So yeah, you got another 20 feet of hallway going down to the right, which is east, I guess. Yeah. And looks like there's a bend in it to the south.
Okay. Odd.
Let me know if you would like to continue your research of the hallway.
No, I say it. It looks like it might be horseshoe shaped or like an oval or something, but nothing down there right now.
Okay. Yeah,
Let's
good
let's
to
try the
check
door.
Okay.
So you guys gonna check out the door?
Yeah.
All right. Right. So
I'm asking Athelfrith, what does subsurface even mean?
And I don't think she knows either. She's never used the word subsurface.
so you open up the door, and you find yourself in a room similar to what you've seen before. There's a hallway that goes off to the left, i.e. the west, and further up on the right side of the room, i.e. east, there's another door. This room is similar to most others. It's about 20 feet by 40 feet. But in the middle of the room, there is a large metal bin that's bolted onto the floor. And also on the north wall, there's a shallow rectangular hole with a blue and red wire sticking out of it.
Interesting. Okay, let's check inside the bin.
So inside the bin are tons of tiny little bits of scrap metal and scrap wire.
Okay. Well, I will try to fish through it carefully, or at the top layer anyway. Try to pick out like a blue and a red wire that match the ones on the wall.
Okay. So, you do find some red and blue wires. Grabbing at them haphazardly, you take a point of electrical shock,
Oh,
but you are able to.
Yeah, so I'll say, careful, brothers. Something lives in here and it bit me.
But you do get a couple wires.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to, even though I as like a player know this is not going to do anything, but she's going to like try to touch the blue one and the red one to the wall.
Okay.
Or not to the wall exactly, like to the wires coming out of the wall, the
Sure.
matching ones. Yeah, yeah.
And you kind of like do some twisting and some tapping, and you hear some grinding of some gears, and at the top, at the northeast end of the room, doors open up on the east wall.
whoa.
Some bizarre sorcery here, friends.
You're like a part-time conjurer.
This is my first time.
What lies beyond?
Yeah, okay. So if I let go of the wires, they'll stay there. I kind of braid them in somehow.
Okay.
Like I'm asking you, I hope so.
Yeah.
So
No, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll kind of leave the wires there, and actually I'll stop at the bin and grab, kind of like fill my pockets even, just grab some more wire colors and whatnot. They've proven to be useful, so I'll grab some more.
How many handfuls are you going to try to grab?
I've got deep pockets. Oh yeah, well I don't want to get fucking shocked again. Okay, so maybe yeah, like I'll go for it, right? Hands totally splayed, ready to grab 2 handfuls, and then remember, okay, I got shocked before. So maybe I'll just like gingerly pick out another blue one and another red one because I feel like those are the magic ones.
You take a point of shock damage.
Oh.
But you are able to grab a couple more
right.
wires.
Okay, yeah, so at this point my hands are cooking, and I'm like, okay, I think we should move on from here.
This is the 3rd time you've been shot. Oh, jeez.
Second oh, I guess the first one was a shock also. Yeah, you're right. She's right. Okay, yeah. So I'm kind of like protecting my hands at this point.
Yeah, it smells like meat pie in here now.
Yeah, it doesn't smell good.
So did you guys, were you guys going to investigate those doors that opened?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So there's, it appears to be a closet of some sort.
Okay.
Hanging on some pegs in there are 10 spools of gold wire.
Jackpot.
And they're what we would call 2 small foil packages, maybe 4 inches square.
Foil, like gold foil, like you.
No, just
Mylar?
sure, but silvery.
How many?
2, and you can feel inside of them. They have some sort of light squares of something in them.
Some breakfast cereal.
Something inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hesitant to touch any of this stuff.
What were you calling them? Packets of silver what?
Foil.
They're foil packages.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll leave it to you guys here. This seems more the thieves' domain than my cooked digits could handle.
I hold up one of the packages and sort of gently shake it, holding it by the ends.
I mean, there's something, as I said, there's some kind of light square of something maybe like half an inch thick inside there. That's kind of that you can kind of shake around.
Open it. Open it. Open it.
So using my teeth, I just see if I can pull the foil open.
Okay, you are able to tear it open, and there's some kind of blue foam-like substance that's like in a hard square.
So like a hard foam, not like a liquidy foam.
Correct.
Okay. I poke at it, expecting it to be liquidy, because that's what foams are supposed to be. But it pushes back, I guess, or bounces back.
I mean, it's
No.
hard-ish.
Hardish.
I mean, for the players, think of like freeze-dried ice cream.
Ah, right, okay.
Oh, interesting. Should we try to eat it?
You almost have to, or at least bite down on it.
What does it smell like?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I empty it out into my hand. Is it in an intact square?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a tiny little bit of a powder residue inside the packet.
Oh, there you go. Here, put that. I'll take the little tiny residue and put it on my palm and lick it.
All right.
It's probably some kind of like super modern contraceptive or something, and I'm trying to eat it like a snack.
Hopefully, it's just a desiccant, a do not eat packet.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see here.
It's looking up the table to roll on for when you ingest.
I'm a little concerned at the amount of time it's taking.
All right. You feel slightly better than you did previously.
Better.
You will gain 1 hit point.
Oh, fantastic.
It's a freeze-dried healing potion.
I think so. Would you let me eat the rest of that thing?
Yeah, if you feel better, like why would you not?
How many foil packs do we get?
There's one more.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pick up that one and let you have the rest of this.
All right, I will consume it.
All right. You will go back up to your full 9 hit points.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. This kind of stuff never happens to me. That's great. Does that also bring my armor protection back up, or does that still require the rest? Okay. Wow, that was some good finding. And then this gold wire, this might be worth something.
Yeah, do you think you can take it? It doesn't seem to be attached to anything.
Yeah, can we pile these into our backpacks?
Sure.
Okay, great.
I mean, I think if you spread them amongst the 3 of you, I don't think they'll give you any kind of additional encumbrance or anything like that.
Cool.
Sure.
But there are four rolls, so someone will have 2.
Great. Yeah, let's take them then.
Okay.
So we're at time. I don't know what people's schedules are like. If you want to go a little bit longer, if you want to call it for the evening.
How do you guys feel?
We want to kind of barricade ourselves in where we are? Do we have enough closed doors between us and?
That's a good idea.
I feel
Yes.
like you guys both have dented armor. You need to sort of work out.
True, we could do that.
Yeah. If you feel like it's safe enough, go for like the hour rest type thing.
Yeah, I think.
Or is it like only a long rest heal your armor?
Well, short rest. Always, anytime you take an hour, you can spend time repairing your armor.
Gotcha.
It's only once a day that you can roll your hit die to recover hit points.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's definitely do that.
Okay. Should we take a watch as well, like rest for an hour and a half?
I feel like we're just like an hour. You know, we don't really take attack. I guess we're not really taking naps. We're just sort of taking a breather.
True. Okay. Fair.
Yeah. Do you guys want to go for another 15 or half an hour, or what do you have in mind? I know it's later on the East Coast than it is here, so.
Yeah, I could do a bit longer.
Shane, is that all right with you? Is that gonna?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are good, I can.
I'm up for it. So.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my 8 to heal my armor here. Health. Oh, I rolled a 1. In fact.
Oh wait, you should just be doing your armor.
Oh, you can't. You don't heal on a rest like your actual HP.
I mean, you can. I mean, in general, I think in general, like I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Rich. I think like kind of generally the health thing is usually in kind of like a camping-ish type situation. But maybe if you want to consume a ration or something like that, we could call it that.
It's usually once a day after a rest.
Yeah.
So once you do it, you can't do it again for another 24 hours. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think I probably still would do that.
Cool.
And I rolled a 1 anyway, so it's like
wah, wah.
Yeah, but so I'll take that 1 extra HP.
Okay.
And then how does the armor work? Do we just get that back?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I've got 6 HP and full 6 armor.
All right, good.
All right.
We're in much better shape now. See, I've stayed alive for too long, and I'm starting to get a little connected
Cocky.
to a halt here. Yeah, I don't want him to die anymore.
I
So-
prefer if I could go either way. Yes.
You've got the so you've got a door on the east wall, and you've got that short hallway on the west side, which ends in another door. It's about 20 feet down the hallway to that other door.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
Or, of course, you can also go back out where you were and then check out that kind of squiggly U-shaped.
Well, this is the first time we've found some solid treasure, so maybe we stay in this area for a little while.
True enough.
I mean, we've already described the automatons as much as we can describe them, so it makes sense just for research purposes to move away from them.
Yes, absolutely.
Scrying will be happy to hear that you've got like his best interest in mind. We'll make note of that in our journal.
So yeah, let's go down that short hallway and try that door.
Okay, I also want to make a point of describing those foil packages as well and like their effects in the journal.
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to make it back.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
We should journal about those.
Yeah,
because I don't think they're making it back.
indeed.
Hopefully, one of us can draw like those like 19th century like naturists drawings, so we can like really accurate black and white sketch drawings.
Yeah.
I will trace the foil package into it.
Nice.
Into my journal, and then I'll make a little like stick figure of Holt feeling better after eating one.
Yeah, exactly. Beauty. That's awesome.
All right. So where are you going to take a look at next?
I think we're going to go to the hallway on the west, right, rather than that U-turn.
Yeah.
Well, no, so the U-turn would be if you went back out.
Right.
You have another door on that same wall that you came in on, so the east wall, and you have the hallway going west.
In which direction are we pointed north south wise?
So this is basically if you're looking north. So west you have the hallway.
Okay.
East you have the door that you came in on, and also the other door, and also the secret door that opened up into the closet.
Right, that's where I got confused. Okay.
I think we should do. I think we should go to the door to the east.
Yes, I agree.
So that's probably a closet, right? Because that's the same direction we came from. Am I understanding this right?
Mhm.
And so you've got. So let's hear. You came in at the bottom of this room, basically. So
Okay.
the southeast corner of the room. Then there's 10 feet of room. Then there's 10 feet of room which has a door, and then there's the last 10 feet of the room which had the closet.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
So-
open the door on this side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you open up the door and you see a hallway in front of you going about 70 feet, give or take. And there are about halfway through, there's a turnoff to the right. A little bit further, there's a turnoff to the left. And then at the very end, there's a turnoff to the right.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's check it out using the mirrors at every turn and see what we can find.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you walk down about 30 feet, use your handy dandy mirror, and you see there's the right, i.e. going south. There's about 20 feet more of hallway that ends in a door.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Let's see, that guy is that. When you look to the hallway going to the left, you see about 20 feet more of hallway that ends in a door.
Okay.
And then when you go down to the end of the hallway, you peek your mirror around. I'm assuming this is Ion.
Uh-huh.
And your eyes kind of widen. So those things that you saw, those automatons, imagine maybe like 6 of those kind of hacked together into one big one with lots of arms, a few heads, lots of metal, lots of sharp metal. Just kind of hanging out in there.
What's past it?
You can't really see past it.
Okay. But it's not standing like just in front of a wall.
No, it's in a room. Like there's maybe 10 feet around the corner, and then it's in a room of, well, at least 30 feet deep or so.
Okay. Is it doing anything or just sort of hanging out?
Just sort of hanging out. You can see it kind of, it has a lot of arms, and they all seem to be kind of like tweaking things here and there on its mess of a body.
In some ways, it would be easier to take this thing than an army of the smaller ones.
We could perhaps knock it down.
Yeah, I mean, we could hit it with bows. It might be slow.
Indeed, but I'd rather avoid combat if we could.
Okay.
We could try to trick it down the hallway and then trip it.
Yeah.
With the rope.
And bind its arms, perhaps.
A lot of arms.
Yeah.
I may not be accurately describing how many arms it has.
A
There
lot
are
of
a lot of
arms.
them.
It's like Shiva. It's got like a.
Perhaps we can, tangle its workings. I think getting it on the ground is probably the best bet if we can trip it with the rope, set up a trap kind of thing.
Right.
Let me. Tangle combination of human remains and corroded bodies of at least a dozen automatons.
Oh.
Oh wow.
It's enormous.
How many legs does it seem to have?
Between 6 and 8.
That may be harder to trip this thing than I
Yeah, we're not going to trip this. No. Okay. And so this is, let's just back away then. If this is into this next room, there's a couple of other hallways and doors we haven't been down.
True.
Yeah, no reason to push our luck with this thing.
Yeah.
That's my thinking anyway.
I feel kind of bad for it.
I doubt it feels bad for you.
Probably only because it doesn't have feelings, but maybe, it's as unhappy with it seems to be adjusting itself perpetually.
Perhaps it'll work on you next.
Yeah, I think it wants fresh parts.
Unhappy and uncomfortable.
Well, by all means, introduce yourself. I think I might go this other way.
Yeah, you can watch and see what happens.
Just because I feel bad for people does not mean I want to talk to them.
True enough. We all look at the other way at the homeless in the streets.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's quintessential city living right there. That's
so back away from the horrible squeaks and squeals of this thing's adjustments and hold my breath as I tiptoe.
So where are you guys headed?
Let's go north to it's now the first door. I guess it's on our right.
If you've turned around.
Yeah, because I'm backing away from this creature.
Oh, if you're backing away, then it's going to be on your left.
Right, I guess you're right. You're right. I just want to make sure it's not following us.
And you would like to, so you're going to go to the place that's closer to it.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. All right. Okay. So, I assume you kind of like slowly open this door.
Mhm.
You can't see anything in here. There's no light in here.
Oh.
Well,
I'll light a torch.
All right. So this room is unusual in that all the walls are bare stone. There's no light. On the north wall, there is a large metal chest sitting on a dais. To either side of that chest are two poles with horizontal rings attached to the top of them.
Metal rings, presumably.
Yes. And again, just from the doorway, you can also see, if you kind of like look way to your left or right, you can see some alcoves. In each of those alcoves are two statues of warriors in chainmail holding swords on stone pedestals.
Huh.
That's
Are they familiar to us at all?
They do not look familiar at all.
How big are they?
Human-sized.
Human-sized.
Are the
Interesting.
swords real?
I mean, they appear to be carved out of stone.
Right. Too bad then.
Yeah, that is too bad. That would have been phenomenal. And you said there's a chest, so it obviously it has like a way to open it, right? Between these two pillars.
Yes, it appears to be locked, though. I mean, it has a lock on it.
Yeah. Well, I'll enter, and
I can take a look at the lid if you want to investigate this. What do you want to investigate there?
either one, whatever. If you want to take a look at the, what's that?
Yeah, I can take a look at the lid.
Okay.
And
I'll
do
take a
the
look at
whole,
the
like,
statues then.
yeah.
And I'll stand guard in the center.
Okay. Yeah, it's sort of, this whole thing is sort of out of place down here.
So you said someone was going to take a look at the box?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a wire trace around the edges of the lid just to make sure there's not any obvious mechanisms that we're triggering by opening it. And then get out the tools and
As soon as you start touching the box,
Mhm.
the two statues jump off of their pedestals.
Oh man.
You said one of you was going to investigate one of them?
Yeah, I was.
All right. I'm going to call that surprise. Can you roll 1d20 under your strength?
Under my strength? Okay. Shoot. Have they become flesh, or are they still stone-like?
They are still stone-like.
Oh, it's not good. I made it.
All right. So the one nearest you swings with some pretty mean speed, and just misses you. The other one is heading towards Ion. And everybody, please roll 1d20 under your dexterity, please.
Man,
Okay.
wish I had a better dexterity. Oh no. 14. I failed.
Made it.
Made it.
Okay. So those of you who made it, what are you going to do?
Is the room largely, besides those two is there like tables, chairs? What else is in the room?
Just the as I said, just the dais with the box on it, and then the two poles with the horizontal rings on top.
And those weren't pillars; those are just poles that so happen to have rings attached to them.
Yeah. With a quick look, you notice that there seemed to be some sort of what would that be called? Blanking on the name. You can see that they'd be able to kind of the poles are attached, but they could be bent down. Each of them being able to point towards where the two
The
statues were.
And they said, horizontal rings like you would lift something? Like I'm having trouble picturing the horizontal rings. I'm sorry.
So think of basically think of a pole,
Uh-huh.
and there's rings like this,
Okay, gotcha.
and they're pretty small rings, very narrow, I should say.
Like the size of an arm, the size of a
Yeah, maybe the size. Maybe let's see here. Maybe like that big round.
Okay. And you said you can lower them into position in front of where those things were?
At least pointing in their directions, basically.
Okay. I'm gonna take the one that I can lower, the one that's coming towards me, and lower it into position where it's pointing towards him.
Okay. What is the other successful person going to do?
And then go running away.
Where are you running?
Straight ahead.
So out the door?
No, towards where the fighter is, because I'm gonna try to get behind Athelfrith, because that's where I fight, from behind Athelfrith.
Right.
One place she'll never go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
I'm
a
going
good place to shoot people from.
I do want to try to run out of the room,
Okay.
and turn and fire my bow at one of the statues.
Well, you can run out due to where the statues are right now. I think you can run out the door if you want to, or you can shoot them.
Okay, I'll run out the door.
The angle is a little difficult for you to do both of those things.
Okay.
Okay, so you run out the door. And right, so next up, Athelfrith, please roll once 1d20 under your dexterity.
Oh man. Failed.
All right. So you will take 6 points of damage.
Ouch. Ooh.
Obviously, you can cut that down with your armor.
What does it do?
Hit them with their stone sword.
So would she have defended with her strength instead?
Oh, sorry, with strength. Yes, I apologize. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So were you under your strength?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So you defend against that.
This is something that throws me every time. So
Yeah, me too. Obviously. And so the other one is going to come up on Ion, I guess. And if you will do a strength check as well.
Failing.
All right. So you will take 3 points of damage.
Oh, you got the armor at least.
Yeah.
It shreds ribbons of leather now.
All right. Yeah. And everybody want to go ahead and roll dexterity for those of you who are still in the room?
Yeah, so I'm like right in the center of it. Yeah, let me roll. Failed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna fail as well.
Okay. So they're going to again take swipes at you. Please go ahead and do that. Do strength checks, please.
Strength. Oh, failed.
Fail.
All right. Athelfrith, you'll take 4 points.
Okay.
And Ion, you will take 4 points.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do now?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow our man Holt out the door.
All right. Ion?
1 second.
Mhm.
Math. I was doing math.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out the door.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna keep Athelfrith between me and them.
Probably
All
a
right.
good idea.
They do not follow you out.
Perfect.
You're back in the
try
hallway.
to take a shot at one of them if I can.
If you would like to try, go for it.
right.
Roll under your dex.
All right. 11. I made it.
All right. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Right.
Doesn't just plink off the stone exterior.
Let's find out. 5 damage.
All right. So you take off like a small chunk of the rock, but it seems to be it seems to not notice it, and just they each seem to be walking back to where they were.
Okay. Oh man, the clue is there's definitely something to do with those adjustable poles, but
Perhaps we need to channel some of that fire that bit me so many times.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we have to do, but they're killing us while we try to figure it out.
Once they get back in position, we could also just put some rope in front of them.
To trip them.
Yeah, just tie their legs up while they're still statues.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
That's a great idea. Okay. Can we? Yeah, we'll just take a moment outside, wait till they've settled on their pedestal, and go back in to try that. I think it's a good idea. Bind their hands too. I guess we probably can't the way they're positioned. But.
So a bit down the hallway, you hear metal steps coming up the hallway.
Oh, geez.
How many metal
Towards
steps?
towards your location.
You know, it's never just one thing, is it?
Does it sound like a small army, or does it sound like?
I will tell you, you guys have been doing absolutely fantastic with regards to the wandering monsters checks. This is the first time that I've actually gotten wandering monsters rolled.
Okay, so it sounds just based on that, like it's not this gargantuan dozen automaton,
Yeah.
perhaps something else. Yeah, so metal footsteps, it sounds like a single creature.
Maybe you want to sneak your mirror out.
Oh yeah.
It's 4 of those skull-headed automatons.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And they're coming in our direction.
They are coming your direction.
Okay. Well, we haven't really tried battling them. If we lead them into the room with the statues, maybe we can take them one by one through the doorway.
So where are they coming down, Shane?
They are coming through the hallway that you came through.
So is there space on either side for us to clothesline them? They don't seem to have a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, let's see here. I mean, the corridor is only 10 feet. The corridor is 10 feet wide.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably enough room.
It's possible.
Is there a space where Holt and I could like get in position to kind of clothesline them? I mean, they may see it. That doesn't mean they know how to get around it. You know, they don't seem like the limboing type.
Sure.
Maybe. I don't know that you'll. So there's about 4 of them.
Right. But they're just kind of like with their arms clubbing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think, like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to try,
we could also just if there's a place that we can hide and you make noise, Athelfrith, we can then just kind of pull up and trip them all into a pile.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I'll like call out to them and wave my shield. And if you can set up a tripwire in like a choke point, and I'm thinking this door, presuming these statues aren't going to like come to life as soon as we walk back in there. I'll go like into sort of the first third of the statue room and just make blah, blah, blah noises kind of thing, so that the automatons come past me, and as they enter the threshold, you guys can trip them somehow, either like rope taut between the two of you, or however you think.
Can you test that going back in the room thing really quick just to make sure?
Yeah, okay, I certainly will, and I'll hurry back there.
Okay.
Open the door and hurry in the first third.
You pop in there, and the statues seem to be back where they were. I mean,
okay.
Who has a torch? I'm assuming you have the torch at this moment.
I'm gonna need one
Who
myself.
was the torch holder?
Yeah.
It was, but I'll give it to Ethel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All
So
right,
I'll
and
wave
we
it
can get
around
on
in
either
there.
side of this door, kind of try to get them to pursue us in there, and then just sort of trip them up.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. So you said one of you was going to make a whole lot of noise.
Yeah.
I think it's Athelthrift. Well, we'll wait till they get to where we are in the hallway, and then Athelthrift can like try to lure them in.
Yeah, and I'm not going to try to make too much noise, just so like waving around the, especially now that I have the torch too, I'll kind of use that to get their attention.
So wait, just to be clear, we're not going to take pot shots at them with our bows while they're coming down the hallway?
My hope is we'll get them on their backs.
Okay. I'm down with that.
Or on their fronts.
Yeah, because you don't have a melee weapon, Holt, I guess.
Yeah.
We
I don't have a melee weapon either, other than
Yeah.
just a torch.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're gonna have to hope that we get them on their back.
All right. So you guys get this all set up, and you start waving around. And do you shout, or do you make any noise, or are you just kind of like gesticulating?
Yeah, gesticulating. I wouldn't
make any noise until they get close by.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I'll take that advice, and yeah, I'll like wave the torch around.
Okay. So they roll past, and one of them comes in down the hallway, and a second one kind of comes down the hallway. And yeah, all four of them are heading in your direction.
Wait till you can see the whites of their empty eye sockets.
Great. Well, if it's working, then I'm just going to keep doing it. If it seems like they're coming at us, then
They seem like they're coming at you.
Yeah. I'll like move closer to the door to meet them as they fall into the trap.
Okay. So tell me again what exactly is happening here.
I think what we're doing. Do you want to clothesline them or trip them? Holt.
I think tripping them would be probably a better idea.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe you've each got like the end of a couple of ropes, and they're taut against where they'll catch and trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can start beating on them as they fall.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll say probably like the first two kind of come in, and you're able to trip them up. I'll give you surprise attacks on both of them. And then the other two, you'll probably need to kind of actually get into combat with if you want to combat them.
Okay.
And are you going to be doing, obviously, the first two that just fell, this is all happening at the door.
Uh-huh.
The other two, are you going to be fighting them inside the room or outside the room?
If we can get the door closed before those two get in, so we've only got the two on the floor, I think that's best.
That seems a little harder to do.
Yeah,
I think it felt like you're. It sounded like you were kind of like catching them, tripping them up at the door.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd rather focus on the two floor ones. See if we can't deactivate them first.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and you can get two shots. It's here. I guess that's just Athelthrith. You can go ahead and
roll high, Athelthrift.
Yeah.
Am I just rolling like damage or attack?
How does surprise work again? I think you just.
There's not a hard surprise roll, I don't think.
Oh, there isn't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Is there a prone roll? Is there a standard?
No. There's just advantage or disadvantage.
Oh, advantage. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You have advantage.
Yeah. You would attack. I'll give you attacks on both of them with advantage.
Okay, great. And so melee attack, I'm going to roll
2d20 with strength.
Cool. Okay, I have, and a meat is a partial, right? I rolled right on the strength.
I don't know. So you need so for both of these is one of the dice needs to be below
Yep,
because this is
which it
yeah,
is.
which it is. Great. Okay, and then go ahead and
Oh.
roll again because I'm letting you hit both of them.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yes. Okay, so both were under. Yes, both rolls were under.
Great. Go ahead and do your damage.
Cool. So D8, I will gather up here if I can find it. Here we go. Okay, so I got a 2 and a 6.
Nice.
All right. That's 6-1. You crushed its head in, and it is no longer moving.
Beauty. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll shout to my compatriots. These fiends can be killed, it seems.
That is reassuring.
Somewhat. Okay, so I assume that's got to be my turn.
Well, now go ahead and everybody go ahead and
Damage.
roll initiative. So roll under your decks.
Yeah.
1d.
No, sir.
Got it.
Natural 20.
Got it.
I missed.
All right. So Ion, go ahead and do your thing.
I'm gonna shoot at the one that's on the ground.
Okay.
Is it possible to get advantage on that since it's still sort of
I'll give you that.
on
Yeah.
the ground at my feet? Yeah, that's a success.
Great.
Or come on, roll die, roll. For 4 damage in addition to whatever it had before.
All right.
Nice.
It is definitely not looking particularly good, but it is still moving.
Ah,
All right. It is going to take its time to right itself, but the other two are going to come into the room. And let's see here. Do.
Is there a way to get over by the chest without getting on top of it, touching it necessarily? It's on a
Yeah, I
dais,
mean,
right?
there's maybe 15 feet between the door and where the chest is.
And the chest is on a dais, right?
Correct.
So I want to put the dais between me, if it's possible to get kind of on the far side of the dais. I want to put the dais on the between me and the whoever's coming in. The automatons.
It's going to be a little bit hard. The dais is attached to the floor.
Okay.
And,
Yeah. I was thinking like just get on the far side of it.
So it's up against the back wall.
Gotcha.
And,
Okay. That's
kind of like angles.
that's. So I'm going to kind of push myself.
You should get behind one of the statues, just don't touch it.
Yeah, that seems like the statue would be harder to get behind. Like I'm just going to get kind of next to the chest. My hope is that I can get the automatons to touch the chest.
in our continuing faction versus faction strategy.
You know, get the other monsters to do your work for you.
Smart.
All right. Yeah,
So
the other one is going
I'm
to.
getting on the far side of the room. In any case.
Okay.
And the high ground. We know how important that is.
So
Yes, I'm gonna have the high ground, the moral high ground, as well as the actual high ground.
all right. So Ethel, one of the automatons is going to attack you, and then the other one is going to attack Holt.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll strength checks.
Made it.
All right.
Fail.
All right. And you will take 3 points of damage.
Shit. Okay. So that puts me at 5 HP, no armor.
All right.
Oof.
Everybody want to reroll?
Sure.
Can I fire?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. Yeah, so I'll definitely put some distance in between them if I can, and then fire.
Which ones?
Let's see. We have one that's in the process of writing itself, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll fire at that one.
Okay. Check.
Oh, I missed.
All right.
Son of a...
And is that everybody?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dex checks all around for initiative.
Success.
All right.
Missed.
Successful people, go ahead.
I am just going to shoot one of the ones that's standing up,
All right.
since that is easier to do when you're standing 15 feet away from him.
True enough.
I'm going to successfully hit it for 1 damage.
All right.
The excitement of 1 damage.
It appears annoyed.
As are we all.
Yes. And Athelthrift?
I missed my.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Did Holt success or no?
No, I missed
Okay.
initiative.
Gotcha. All right. So the 3 of them, they will attack each one of you. Oh, sorry, you're pretty far away. So I guess it'll be 1 on Athelthrift and then 2 on Holt. So
Hang in there, buddy.
Athelthrift, go ahead and roll once under, and then Holt, roll twice under.
All right.
Dex.
Okay, so
Strength, excuse me.
Yep, rolled under.
Okay.
Success.
All right.
Oh.
Well played, folks. Well played. Do your business.
What do you mean, sir?
You can attack.
Yes, you can attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm going to come over to where Holt has got the 2 of them and ignoring the one that attacked me and try to get some of the attention off of him. Oh, I guess you have like full HP and armor though, and I'm kind of hurt, so.
Yeah, so
Remember,
that's okay.
Athelfrith, that you can at any time just heal yourself for a D8.
Yeah, as part of their action, a warrior can make 1 attack per level. Once per hour whilst in combat, a warrior can regain HP. Okay, yeah, that's great. So I'm not going to do that just yet, though. I think I'm going to take a swing at the one that's engaged me. It's the mostly full HP still, this one. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I will just try to get my sword up and under its bony chin.
All right. Go for it.
Strength check. Oh, just made it.
All right. Roll your damage.
Yes, sir. Oh, single point.
Oh, wow. All right.
Well, that's how many points my sword has, so.
All right.
I'm gonna aim for the one. One of them is still like heavily damaged, right?
Correct.
That's the one I'll go for.
All right.
I hit this time. Yay!
Good
All right.
man. Get it done.
5 points.
All right. This one goes down.
Excellent.
Good. So 2 are in the ground, 2 are still pretty good shape.
Yes. And let me. Oh, sorry. Oh, wrong die. Okay. So they kind of look at one another, and then they kind of just grab the bodies of their friends, and start just kind of like making their way back out the hallway.
Whoa! Highly unexpected behavior.
Highly unexpected behavior.
Great. Well, I guess we should just let them do it.
I don't know. That just seems like a bad decision. Unless these things are intelligent and alive, in which case I feel sort of bad.
No reason to really believe that yet. Okay. I'm gonna try to hack at one of them their leg then to make it stop moving.
Okay. Well, why don't we? If you're gonna hack at them, then let's do initiative.
I think if they drag them away, they're gonna try to heal them up and fix them. So I'd rather put an end to it now.
Man, you guys are brutal.
I'm not a huge combat fan, to be honest, but I feel like now's the time, if ever.
I did not succeed at initiative, so.
Nor did I.
Ethel?
Nor did I.
Yeah,
right.
no, I did not. No.
So they make their way down the hallway and around the corner. Are you going to give chase?
Yeah, they're heading in the direction of that big.
No,
mega
they're
lead.
not heading in that direction.
Oh.
They're
Okay.
headed back the way they came from, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think? I guess we can live and let live this time.
I'm up for it. It is getting pretty late now. I'm kind
Yeah.
of ready to call it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Shane, for running. I had a good time. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Do people have
absolutely.
time to chat a little bit, or you need to bounce right this
No,
minute?
no, I just kind of wanted to wrap up by
Yeah.
10 my time.
No, that sounds good to me. Excuse me. So yeah, let's see. Well, here's a question. Do people want to debrief with recording or not recording?
Let's not record. I don't like to.
Okay.
I have nothing terrible to say. I like to like.
I'm totally down with that. All right, let me stop this.